Coming to you live from Stuart, Florida, the greatest little town in the world. It's the award-winning, critically acclaimed Get Up and Go show on AM 1450 WSTU. You're invited to call the show anytime at 772-220-9788. And now, broadcasting live from the palatial studios, here are your hosts, Evan and Bonnie.
And thank you very much, Mr. Announcer. It is Tuesday, November the 9th, 2021. Yes, and I don't know why my audio is not working all of a sudden.
You're not getting that guy or that gal that usually talks back to you this early?
Let me try this again.
You seem happy this morning.
There we go. I am happy.
I'm all jacked up on Mountain Dew.
Well, yeah, you may be jacked up, and I'm jacked up as well.
What's happening today?
Well, we got a lot happening today. We'll tell you about that in a minute. First, we got to certify the time.
It's now 6:08 a.m.
Somebody apparently was in here and messed with the buttons because everything was turned off.
You know what threw me off?
I hate that.
You know what's been throwing me off? My
What?
clocks are right. I've set my clock right on the microwave, on the range top, and of course on my cell phone. But then I still get out to my vehicle and I'm driving to work and it says 6:09.
Why don't you fix that thing?
And I'm like, wow, we're supposed to be on the air. What's going on?
Uh-huh.
I'm
You didn't do
supposed
your
to be
clock
at
in your
work.
car yet?
No, and it's so easy. It's just the touch
Press
of a
a button.
And, coming on US 1-2 this
Mhm.
morning, Evan, before I come over the Roosevelt Bridge over in a plaza over here, there is a huge clock on somebody's business over that way that's still the wrong time also.
Are you serious?
So that was saying like 6:19 a.m. when I was coming.
Do you happen to know whose business that is by any chance?
It might
I'll call them and tell them to change their clock.
It might not be anybody's particular business. Maybe it's the clock of the whole plaza.
Well, it's none of my business.
But but it kind of stands out really toward the highway. This clock, so with the big digital red digits, so you can see it from a long way away when you're coming at it. So maybe by tomorrow they'll get out there and fix it.
I see, said the blind man.
I guess if we missed Monday Night Football last night, it was a real nail biter between
I heard.
Steelers and the Bears.
Yeah.
What a close game. But the
I have no more
Steelers-
nails. It was a nail biter.
You were biting them?
No, I'm just kidding. I was in bed last night at 8:30.
But my picks are atrocious. I mean, I got 8 right this week. Pretty amazing. But, that for a couple of weeks there, like going on vacation, I forgot to do mine. So I thought I was on the bottom of the board. No, I'm actually at 54 out of 58.
I
so
haven't checked.
Not so bad.
I got to look.
You are, Mr. G is doing the best out
Is
of
he?
all of us.
Figures.
He's at number 14. He would be our Philadelphia Freedom Man.
Really?
Yep. Ray, my friend Thomas. It's Ray M.F. Thomas. I call him my friend Thomas.
Okay.
Is at number 38 from our sister station.
Oh, he's ahead of me. I'm 49 of 58.
You
is
have,
what it
let's see, you
says.
have the longest name in the group, I think. WWE ring announcer / Mets PA guy.
I should get an award for that.
I know that I should always find your name because I think it's like the longest one in the bunch. Cotton Pickin' Woolly Burger
Ooh,
is a pretty long one too.
That's a good one.
And he's doing as well as me. I think I know him. I know him from meeting him at the St. Lucie Draft House.
Oh, okay.
He and the family.
Okay.
But, we got to talk to G and Ray because I think we should all do that. We should all get together for like a little football celebration at the St. Lucie Draft House once
We have
again.
to coordinate that because, we all have really super busy schedules.
Including the Stewart Air Show coming up this weekend, starting Friday already.
Speaking of which, we get another pair of tickets to give away. The lady came and picked hers up yesterday.
She did?
I met her.
Yeah, she's a nice lady.
Very sweet lady. Walked right through the front door, knocked, she walked in, and she looks at me. She goes, "Do you want me to sing 'Oh, oh, oh, it's magic'?" Right in front of me. I'm like, "No, you don't have to sing. It's
Do
okay.
it all over again.
I'll just give you your tickets."
You should have wanted her to because she did it quite well. I was impressed.
A very sweet lady walked in the door. I don't remember. I think her name was Lisa Lori or something like that. I'm not sure. I don't remember.
Laura, or I think it was Laura.
I think it was.
Yeah.
She came from Port St. Lucie, drove all the way down here for her tickets.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Nice to have her listening too. She was just a whole ray of sunshine yesterday.
So we got another pair we're going to give away.
I think we'll do it with the, we announced kind of like a fun fact right before we got off the air yesterday.
We did?
So for the listeners maybe that were listening yesterday, they might know the answer to
Oh,
the question.
I don't remember what that fun fact was.
Oh, okay.
I'm like,
I think I wrote it down
I'm like
earlier.
not doing very well.
Let me send you a flashcard if I can.
Flashcard. Please don't flash me in the studio. Don't need any flashcards this morning. Oh, let me look.
Remember the question? kind of a
Oh.
like you're going, what? Oh,
Really?
yeah.
That's so we're gonna ask this question to somebody.
Yeah, because we mentioned it yesterday right before we came off the air. And
Okay.
I thought maybe and then people have Google too, so I'm
Yeah, but we don't want to give the question away now because
No.
then everybody's gonna Google the answer and then they're gonna know. So we got to put them on the spot.
make it a surprise.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we have this new device, folks, that we just got into today because we're going high tech, and we have a way of knowing when you're on the phone if you're using your phone to search on Google, and we can disable that feature remotely. So if you're going to cheat on us, we can cheat right back and disable your phone.
Remember the days in radio when you had to answer a trivia question and you could not look on Google?
Yeah.
Or you would sit around the table at Thanksgiving and you'd be saying, what was the name of that actor or actress in that movie? Who was
Mhm.
that? And it was a huge debate, and nobody could bring out their phone right away and Google search it.
Yeah, it's not like the old days.
It's
You had to
not.
actually use your brain back in the day. Now it's like you just type and your brain is in your phone.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
redonkulous.
I like what Denny Artachi said a while back, where didn't he mention on his show that he just sometimes likes to go to the beach and read?
I think. I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't remember.
Just let life settle down a little bit.
I used to do that a lot when I went through a bout of depression, where I kind of went into this dark place, and I was just very depressed and very upset. I bought this book, and it was called "Don't Sweat the Small Stuff." It's a great book. I don't know if you ever heard of it or not.
Haven't heard of the book. I've
Mhm.
definitely heard of the phrase.
Yeah, "Don't Sweat the Small Stuff." It's a great book, short chapter book. It's only about this big by this big. And it's about that thick. But I would go down to the beach before I would go to work, and I would sit by myself and I would read a couple of chapters, and it
Yeah.
really cleared my head. I mean, like, really. Now I have to find the author because that's bothering me.
Sometimes you just got to read a book and be by yourself and, let life settle down. One of the best days I had this month, I think, was when our they were working on our AT&T,
Mhm.
and I mentioned this was before I went on vacation,
Mhm.
and our internet was out.
Mhm.
So I couldn't watch any movies, no Netflix, Hulu,
Mhm.
no Alexa playing in my house, no radio for an entire day.
Wow. Yeah, the author, hello, I can't even talk this morning. Let me engage my tongue. Richard Carlson, author of the best-selling Don't Sweat the Small Stuff. Wow, he passed away at 45. Oh my gosh. He fell ill on his way to New York as part of a tour to promote his book, Don't Get Scrooged. Wow. Unbelievable. Wow, gone way too soon. 45 years old. Unbelievable. So
Yeah.
anyway, yeah, the book was great. If you want some really good reading, I would highly, highly recommend this book.
I haven't read a really good book in a while.
Mhm.
You know what I started to read though for Gary's birthday? I bought right off of the newsstand. I was in Publix. This was before we went on vacation too. They had a Life magazine of The Sopranos,
Mm.
a complete kind of like little package reading about the players in the movie, not the movie, but the series. Nice big glossy pictures on the inside, and just some reading material of
Mhm.
giving you some inside and outs of life behind the Sopranos and the making of it.
Mm. I may just go buy this book because I don't know where my book is. So I'm thinking about just going out and just buying it on Amazon right now.
Oh yeah, Amazon will have it to you in a couple of
Like
days.
lickety split.
Mm-hmm.
It's really, and he has all these different ones, and I don't know which one to get now because I don't remember the one that I bought. But there's like, don't sweat the small stuff at work. Sweat the small stuff with women. Don't sweat the small stuff with your family. Don't sweat the small stuff for men. Wow, Calgon, take me away. Oh, here it is. Here's the one. Don't sweat the small stuff and it's all small stuff. That's the one. That's the book.
It says here, did Heather Locklear star in some kind of a "Don't Sweat the Small Stuff" Lifetime story? Let's
Not
see.
sure.
The Christine Carlson story starring Heather Locklear premiering on Lifetime put challenges in perspective, reduce stress and anxiety through small daily changes,
Mhm.
and find the path to achieving your goals with groundbreaking inspirational guide,
Oh, wow.
a self-help classic.
Interesting.
Yeah, it would be interesting to find out how Heather Locklear was actually involved.
I would be curious to know
Yeah,
how she was
because she went
involved
through
in that.
some pretty big stuff.
Yeah.
Not too long ago. Well, it was a while ago now,
Mm-hmm.
where she had some troubles out in her L.A. home and in that area,
Mm-hmm.
and went through some things. But hopefully, she's coming through and putting it all together.
Oh, definitely so. Definitely so. Hey, so how was work yesterday when you got out of here? Busy or so-so?
All busy. Yep.
Good. That's
We-
a good thing.
We're in full speed because it's season.
Mhm.
We have all of the seasonal people here
Oh,
now.
the snowbirds are down here.
Snowbirds are down,
That's
and
right.
we never did have a slowdown in summertime.
Mhm.
Summer, we were just working around the clock nonstop. I don't remember sitting on the job for a really long time
Mhm.
where I had like maybe 2.5 hours sitting time.
Mhm. So you're like you go from one to one to one to one.
Massage
It's like
pretty much
nonstop.
back to
Wow.
back.
Good for you though that you're staying busy because I remember back in it's still the COVID days, but back in the serious COVID days,
Yeah.
you were kind of like furloughed. Everybody was furloughed and they shut down and it was
It's-
everybody toughed through it and everybody
Right.
made it through.
And it's a little bit, everybody's been short on therapists. Hard to find massage therapists lately because you got to consider that because of COVID-19, there's been a shortage of people coming out of school for it.
Yeah.
There was a whole big semester where people weren't going to school. So they didn't have new graduates to hire.
Speaking of shortages, there's also a shortage of workers in the different workplaces. School teachers are in huge demand right now. Big time.
Yeah.
Big time. I mean, you hear Dr. John Millay always every week that he's on with us talking about they need teachers, they need bus drivers, they need people desperately.
Yeah, I think where did I see a bus on the side of the road lately? It might have been up in the Fort Pierce area when I was driving, and it said hiring bus drivers.
Yeah.
And there was like a big old sign right on the school bus.
Yeah, it's probably right by the St. Louis County, the school board up there off Okeechobee.
Yeah,
I think
it might have been right in that general area.
Yes.
You're right.
Yeah, so there's lots of opportunities to get jobs out there, especially with school board benefits are great.
I want to
from what
become
I
a teacher.
understand.
And you know what? I want to become a teacher for the wrong reasons.
For the wrong reasons?
Because, does this sound wrong?
No, go ahead.
I would like to have summers off. So I would like to become a school teacher.
Well,
that
here, let me give
I would have
you
to
a
have
little.
my heart really in it, right?
Let me give you a little insight to that. Being married to a school teacher,
Yes.
my wife never has summers off. Okay.
Because there's always extra teaching duties that you can go do,
Yeah.
right?
Well,
And-
she works at a private school, so she never has summers off. Number two, when you teach in a public school, you can choose to work through the summer or take the summer off. They give you two options, I
It's
think.
a choice, yeah.
Don't quote me on it. And sorry, I'm sniffling. I just my nose is very stuffy right now.
It
this
might
morning.
be the change in the atmospheric pressure and
it's
the
warm in
chill.
here. It's a little warm in here. That's why. So I'm gonna kind of, if it's all right with you, I'm gonna cool it off just a little bit.
Oh yeah.
But I'm not gonna put it down
yeah.
to frigid temperatures where we're hanging meat from the hooks on the ceiling. or
Don't
anything
worry.
like
I
that.
have my new Burlington's coat with
Okay.
me.
All right, very good. 6:21 right now on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for news. Let's go to the news desk first thing this morning. And Bonnie is standing by with the morning headlines. Good morning, Bonnie.
Good morning, Evan. Governor Ron DeSantis is getting ready to seek re-election, filing his paperwork to run yesterday. But what about running for president in 2024?
I appreciate people looking at me for different things, but at the end of the day, we've accomplished a lot here, but I've got a lot more to do. And so we're going to have a formal announcement once the full legislative session ends in March, and we'll really start campaigning.
The gubernatorial election is 1 year away. Jury selection is underway in a case surrounding a 2017 SWAT raid on the Treasure Coast that ended with the death of a young woman and a man charged with several counts of attempted murder of a law enforcement officer. WPTV's John Shaman is following the case from the Indian River County Courthouse.
It's not any proof of guilt. You shouldn't infer any guilt from it.
Judge Dan Vaughn addressing potential jurors Monday in the case of Andrew Coffey IV.
Count one of the indictment.
It was back in March of 2017 when a raid was executed at a home off 35th Avenue in Gifford. The sheriff's office maintains after announcing its presence, 2 SWAT team members began to break a window where Coffey and his girlfriend were sleeping. An arrest affidavit details Coffey fired shots first from inside the bedroom.
As he shot no less than 4 rounds at our deputies, our SWAT team members returned fire in essentially a firefight.
Coffey's family disputes who shot first, but in the crossfire, Coffey's girlfriend, 21-year-old Alteria Woods, was killed. She was hit by law enforcement rounds, those officers cleared of wrongdoing by a grand jury.
Y'all killed my cousin.
The shooting prompted several rallies and calls for the sheriff's office to get body cameras. The agency recently acquired them, and they're now in regular use.
The third count also alleges attempted first-degree murder.
Earlier this year, Judge Vaughn denied a request from Coffey's defense team that he was eligible for immunity under the state's Stand Your Ground law. Jury selection will continue tomorrow. The trial is scheduled to last about 2 weeks. In Indian River County, John Shaman, WPTV, News Channel 5.
Former Florida State star Travis Rudolph was in a Palm Beach County courtroom on Monday for a Stand Your Ground hearing. Rudolph is charged with 1 count of first-degree murder and 3 counts of attempted first-degree murder in connection with a Lake Park shooting earlier this year. According to a Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office probable cause affidavit, Rudolph shot 2 people during an altercation outside a home in the 500 block of North Redwood Drive in April. One of the victims fled after the shooting and was later found fatally wounded in the front passenger seat of a car near 40th Street and Broadway Avenue in West Palm Beach. The driver and backseat passenger were also in the car, but they were uninjured. Another victim was found with gunshot wounds at the shooting scene in Lake Park. Defense attorney Mark Scheiner argued Monday before Judge Jeffrey Gillen that the charges should be dismissed under the state's Stand Your Ground law, citing self-defense. Rudolph, age 26, sat between his defense attorneys as he listened to testimony from ex-girlfriend Dominique Jones, who said she and Rudolph got into a fight hours before the shooting after she discovered that he cheated on her. The man and 3 others then drove to Rudolph's home to speak with him, but Rudolph was immediately combative and confrontational, the affidavit said. A star wide receiver at Cardinal Newman High School, Rudolph went on to play at Florida State. He hauled in 153 catches for 2,311 yards and 18 touchdowns in 3 seasons with the Seminoles from 2014 to 2016. Rudolph is expected to testify today in what is scheduled to be a 2-day hearing. Travel restrictions at the U.S. imposed because of the COVID-19 pandemic have been partially lifted for nearly 36 countries. WPTV's Linny Supal has more.
America is rolling out the welcome mat once again as international travel restrictions prompted by the pandemic are relaxed.
And it just really starts to open up the world.
Laura Reese is a travel agent based in Palm Beach County.
Now we're opening up our tourism to people outside of the United States.
She's noticing a surge in the number of international travelers with sights set on South Florida.
Right now, Florida hotels are so booked. I was just looking for a hotel for New Year's for my husband and I can't find anything. It's really busy in Fort Lauderdale and Miami and Palm Beach, which is great news. But with foreigners coming to America, that means that things are going to book up even more. So what's really important is to plan ahead.
Discover the Palm Beaches is directing their attention to so-called long-haul travelers from overseas.
We're mostly focused on international leisure travelers, 2 or 3 week stays in the United States.
Is South Florida ready for the influx of international travelers?
Absolutely. We are sitting here in the middle of the number one international gateway to Florida, which is Miami, and the number one domestic destination, which is Orlando.
We're booking to 2023 right now.
The relaxed restrictions will also make more international reunions possible this holiday season. Do you think that the airlines are prepared for this influx of international travel?
I think they're really looking forward to it. We're not expecting as many cancellations. So fingers crossed, it's a really good sign.
In Palm Beach County, Lenny Sue Paul, WPTV News Channel 5.
And lastly, thousands are demanding an investigation be launched into alleged incompetence by the Northport Police Department in its handling of the Brian Laundrie case. A Change.org petition has received more than 3,600 signatures. The Pittsburgh Steelers survived a late surge from the Chicago Bears to win on Monday Night Football 29-27. The Bears took the lead with less than 2 minutes left, and the Steelers marched the ball down into Chicago territory to score a field goal. And the Bears then marched the ball back into Steelers territory to attempt a 65-yard field goal that hit the bottom center of the goalpost, and the Steelers escaped with that win. News time is 6:28. We'll have weather and traffic together next.
.29 is the time right now on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for traffic and weather together. Bonnie, how's it looking outside?
Well, Evan, it's looking really nice this Tuesday morning. Traffic looking good throughout our major highways, and US 1's looking good right here, too. If you see something throughout the morning, say something. We're at 220-9788, 220-WSTU. It's cool, partly cloudy, 61 in Stewart, and in Opelika, Alabama, clear, cool, 43. Here's our weather from WPTV.
Your WPTV First Alert forecast calls for another chilly start to the day with temperatures in the mid to upper 50s. This afternoon, another pleasant day on tap, highs reaching the upper 70s to low 80s, partly sunny skies, low rain chances, and low humidity. Tomorrow morning, lows in the low to mid 60s and highs in the low 80s with a 30% chance for some passing showers. Thursday and Friday, our next cold front approaches, scattered showers and storms possible with highs in the low 80s. Saturday, some lingering showers to start, then drying out throughout the day, highs in the low 80s.
I'm WPTV First Alert meteorologist Katya Hall on WSTU AM 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station.
The Get Up and Go Show would love to hear from you, live on the air. Give them a call at any time. Now let's get back to the program. Here's Evan and Bonnie.
At Starbucks, we're bringing in the holiday season with our new Sugar Cookie Latte. It's a sweet treat to help start your day. Not enough sweetness for you? Then try our new Gingerbread Man coffee, topped off with whipped cream and little gingerbread man or woman on top. Or for a real sugar rush, get the triple Candy Cane Lane hot chocolate with a candy cane straw to suck down all that peppermint chocolate sweetness. So gain a sweet tooth and lose a foot this holiday season at Starbucks.
That was kind of cute. I like that. I don't know if I'd go for the all that sugar at holiday time.
The straw reminded me of what I got at SeaWorld when I got a adult beverage last week.
Yeah.
And they gave me an edible straw.
An edible straw.
Yeah. And I thought it was the coolest thing. They actually had the first adult beverage I had a paper straw. Like, wow, this straw is paper.
Yeah, they use all paper straws in the park because of the animals.
I like it. It gets rid of the plastic.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And a lot of places don't even use straws at all anymore, period. They're not doing that. It's more eco-friendly.
I know,
so to speak.
but you know what I hate? I hate when I do go out, like if I go out and I get this, like maybe say nice drink, a nice big pina colada or some sort of thing. And sometimes I don't want the straw because it is plastic. And then I'll go and put my lips on the glass but then I take it away and say, wait, what am I doing? You're not supposed to do that at a restaurant.
Exactly.
You're not supposed to touch your lips to a glass. Other people might have touched their lips before there.
That's why they have a straw, because you don't know if the glass was properly washed or not.
I know, you would be wondering. It's supposed to be sanitized.
Have you ever gone to a restaurant before and they brought you a glass of water and there's lipstick around the rim of the glass?
Oh gosh, no.
That's happened to me.
Has that really now?
Sure has.
Oh my gosh.
Not going to say where, but it's happened.
Oh, that's just wrong.
It's disgusting.
And you know, Gary hates it if I'm even at home and if I leave lipstick on a cup or a glass. You know, it's like he thinks it's disgusting at home, but boy, at a restaurant and somebody else's lipstick.
Oh, yeah.
Who have you been kissing?
Oh, yeah, exactly. Let's do some viral videos. So I've got two this morning. The first one is a bunch of hikers staring down a mountain lion that's actually stalking them.
Oh, no kidding?
Yeah, I don't suggest staring down a mountain lion. I would suggest running like hell. Pardon my French.
I mean,
I could say that, right?
You're not supposed to look a wolf in the eye. Are you?
Yeah.
Are you supposed to stare down and look a mountain lion in the eye either?
I don't know, but here's the audio. Listen.
Get back, mountain lion. Get back. Hey, good. Chill. Just chill. No. Hey, get back. Back away slowly. Here, don't wait. Hold on. Don't go fast. Don't turn your back either. It's staring at us. Go away, mountain lion. We're still here.
Now, like this mountain lion is really going to listen when you tell it to go away or back away.
I don't know. Are you supposed to make a lot of noise and
I don't
ruckus
know.
maybe to steer them away? And did it sound like there were three of them? Were there like three hikers?
I don't know.
They could probably do a lot and come together to show that they're bigger than the mountain lion, possibly.
I would not try having a conversation with a mountain lion. That's just not highly suggested. That's pure stupidity.
But that sounded so, what a scary situation.
Yeah.
Were they from Canada? They almost sounded Canadian.
Let me see. They were in Orange County, California.
Oh.
A couple of hikers.
Uh-huh.
They were being stalked by the mountain lion, and the guy decided to turn around and try to talk to it.
Oh, man, that would be an awful situation.
Yeah, that just wouldn't be good. Oof. So now we're going from awful to cute. It's hard to tell if this toddler, who's 12 months old, what this toddler is saying to his mother. But the mother is having a conversation with the toddler, and they recorded the conversation, and it's just completely adorable. Listen.
What did you do today? Yeah? How was Coco Melon? Yeah. Did you go in the car today? Who did you hang out with today, mom or dad?
So, that's just like that's cute. It's got cuteness written all over it.
It sure does. Yeah.
Now, what the child was saying, I can't tell you because I don't speak toddler. If anybody could translate that, you're welcome to call us at 220-9788, 220-WST if you think you can attempt to translate that conversation.
And the lady, I detected those people with the mountain lion to be from Canada.
Mhm.
That lady sounded like almost like UP or Northern Michigan or somewhere, even Wisconsin.
Mm.
She kind of had that,
Okay.
like an accent like they do up there.
Okay. Lately, Bonnie, I have not been reading my Cosmopolitan magazine.
Why not?
Well, because I've just been busy.
Oh, yeah,
Been
right.
busy. So yesterday I picked it up.
All right.
Digital version, of course. I don't get the hard copy. It's the digital version. And I took my iPad with me into my office and started reading. And I found the top 10 signs that you have picked the wrong moving company from the
No,
pages of Cosmopolitan magazine.
you don't want to do that.
Yeah, the top 10 signs
Don't
you've
be
picked.
losing my stuff.
Yeah, the top 10 signs you picked the wrong moving company. Coming in at number 10, an hour after the truck pulls away with all your stuff, you somehow find it all listed on eBay.
Yeah.
Yeah, your stuff is on eBay.
Yeah, you're going down a list on eBay and wow, that looks like my item.
Yeah.
That looks like my item.
Wasn't that
How
my
can-
coffee table?
Yeah.
Coming in at number 9, the box that you put your television in and marked it TV is now barking. So apparently they've packed the dog up in the box.
Oh, that's just all wrong.
Yeah.
Not my dog.
Yeah. 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 Coming in at number 8. Number 8 here. They keep flicking ashes into grandma's urn. So as they're
Gosh.
smoking cigarettes, they're flicking the ashes into grandma's urn.
They're smoking on the job. And...
Yeah. Yeah. Coming in at number 7. The moving company assures you that your stuff will get from New York to LA before you do, assuming there's not much traffic in the Panama Canal. Yeah. Yeah.
They'd be taking like the long way around, the long,
Yeah.
long way around.
Yeah. Coming in at number 6. Most moving companies use packing peanuts when they pack and wrap fine china and crystal. Well, they don't use peanuts to pack your fine crystal. They use peanut butter.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
At least you were gonna say bubble wrap. Bubble wrap would do
Yeah.
too. But peanut butter?
Yeah, peanut butter. Coming in at number 5, the phone number that is on the business card connects you to the Crime Stoppers hotline. Yeah. Crime
or
Stoppers
one
hotline.
of those numbers in Jamaica or the Philippines.
Coming in at number 4, while emove.com's stock might have doubled in value since it went public, mentioning a moving van causes some confusion. Now that one I don't understand.
Wait, did you say emu?
Emove.
Something to do with
Emove.com stock might have doubled in value since it went public. Mentioning a moving van causes some confusion. I guess it has to do with you move yourself or something like that.
Not too sure.
Yeah.
I know emu from the TV commercials.
Yeah, the commercials.
I don't know if it's the same
No.
emu, same emu.
That's an insurance commercial, I think.
Yeah.
Coming in at number 3, the first load that the moving company took was your entertainment center, home computer, and jewelry. But the problem is they took that 2 weeks ago and it's still not there.
You don't have it yet.
Yeah. Coming in at number 2, Mime Movers is a great concept, but those invisible boxes don't seem to work very well. Yeah. And coming in at number 1, most of your belongings arrive successfully in LA. Unfortunately, you're moving to Phoenix.
I would be sending a mountain lion after them.
Yeah. So there's your top 10 signs that you picked the wrong moving company, Bonnie.
Yeah.
So next time, if you move, make sure and get a reputable company.
And isn't moving such a pain in the butt?
It really is.
The last time we moved ourselves. We did it all through a U-Haul.
That's what we did. We
Packed.
didn't do a U-Haul though. It was kind of really strange. Our house was completed before we were scheduled to move in. So we started taking things up, and I had a credit with Enterprise.
Yeah.
So we had a box van, you know. So what we did was we started making trips from Lake Worth up to the house, like a couple of pieces at a time, and we'd get off at the Becker Road exit, which just opened up on the turnpike.
Oh wow!
Recently,
it's a good thing it did.
It literally just opened up, and we took Becker Road to our home. And Becker Road, back in the day when we moved up here 13 years ago, was not a divided highway where they had 2 lanes and 2 lanes. It was just 1 lane and 1 lane.
Single lanes.
They
Huh.
hadn't
Kind
done
of
anything.
like Port St. Lucie Boulevard, I guess, was back in the early 80s.
Yeah,
Just a 2-lane highway.
Exactly. So we started moving things up, piece by piece. And eventually when the movers came, they really didn't have a whole heck of a lot to take up. So it saved
Yeah.
on my moving bill.
That's a good
Is what
thing.
it did. So we utilized lots of trips back and forth to PSL, but we got that done.
I still got to get my Sun Pass. I didn't do that yesterday.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be traveling the turnpike soon.
There's 2 different ones you can buy.
Okay.
There's the one that sticks in your windshield. It's about this long and about that wide.
It has
it's got
a little thing
2
on
little
it where
suction cups.
They just take a picture of it every time you drive
Yeah,
through.
there's
and they see it.
there's a barcode
Okay.
in it, and it reads, and it's I think it's $25.
That sounds convenient.
Yeah, and then they have another one, and the one that I'm talking about, you can move from car to car. You can move it from vehicle to
man.
vehicle as
Okay.
long as you register the vehicles
Yeah.
in your SunPass account. Now, the other one is a little less expensive. I think it's 10 or 15 bucks, and it's a SunPass sticker
Mhm.
is what it is. Same concept, has a barcode, but you cannot remove this sticker from the windshield. It's like a 1 vehicle only deal.
Now, I heard that, say I pay 90 cents to go from Port St. Lucie to Palm City,
Mhm.
Port St. Lucie 143 exit to maybe what would be the Stewart exit, Palm City. I
Mhm.
pay 90 cents one way.
Right.
I heard that if I buy the Sun Pass,
Less
it goes
expensive.
down to 60 cents
Yes,
one
it is.
way.
It is anybody that has a SunPass pays a less expensive toll. Now, you have to, when you get your SunPass, you have to go on to sunpass.com.
Okay.
You create an account. You'll put the number in there of your SunPass transponder, put your make of your vehicle, your license plate number and everything. And then you have to do an initial purchase of $25.
So I got to put banking information.
Yes,
in
you
there.
have to put bank. That's
I
how
see.
you fund it.
See, now I don't like that.
That's how you fund your SunPass.
You can't call DOT
No.
and say,
Doesn't
give them
work like
your
that.
number over the phone. And
Does not work
I
like
do
that.
not like putting my
unfortunately.
numbers
And I know how
online.
you are about things
Yeah.
like that. So it starts off with a $25 balance, and then you set it. Ours is set to where if my balance goes below $10, it will automatically do what's called a replenishment
Uh-huh.
of $10 on the SunPass account.
So it means you never run out.
You never
don't have
ever
to
run out. It
worry.
automatically replenishes, and you can set it to replenish for $20, whatever your dollar amount. But if it goes under 10, it will automatically do a replenishment, and you never really have to do nothing at all after you
Can
set
you
it up.
do it if it goes under 5? Can you set it up that way? 'Cause
I'm not
I'll be
sure.
good with 5.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if
Yeah.
it does. I think the minimum is 10.
All right.
I would have to go in and log into my SunPass account and find out.
All
But
right.
I can let you know though.
Maybe this will be a good thing. I
Yeah.
mean, I don't mind. I haven't mind paying to
Mhm.
people that are actually at the booth.
Yeah. You
I
save
know
a couple of bucks.
there's no more jobs at those toll booths,
Yeah.
so I don't know if that is a good thing.
Mhm.
But
Yeah, you save a couple of bucks.
Yeah.
I know that SunPass is the cheapest way. Then the ticket system, which what you did when people were at the booth, you get a ticket when you come on, and then when you exit, you pay at the booth. That's the second less expensive, and then the third less expensive, which is the most expensive, is the pay by toll by plate. Is
Mhm.
where they take a picture of your license plate, and they send you the bill in the mail.
You can go over
pay
to
for it.
Publix and get one.
Yeah, you just go to
Yep.
Publix and get one.
Yep.
So, whatever you wish, whatever flavor, vanilla, chocolate, or strawberry.
Winn-Dixie
pick one.
too. Well,
I don't know if Winn-Dixie carries
No,
those
I'm
or
not sure.
I don't know, but wherever.
Or maybe
You can get one.
Walgreen.
You can go to the plaza on the Turnpike and get one.
Oh,
right
sure.
there, any of those plazas. Right, in fact, if you take Turnpike home, Port St. Lucie, the service plaza where they have the gas and all that, right there. They sell them there. 6:48. It's news time. It's all brought to you by St. Lucie Jewelry and Coin. Make sure and visit Hawk Levy, a good friend of the show here, and let them know that we sent you over there to get some great deals on precious metals. Here's Bonnie with the headlines.
Thanks, Evan. Jury selection is underway in a case surrounding a 2017 SWAT raid on the Treasure Coast that ended with the death of a young woman and a man charged with several counts of attempted murder of a law enforcement officer. WPTV's John Shaman is following the case from the Indian River County Courthouse.
It's not any proof of guilt. You shouldn't infer any guilt from it.
Judge Dan Vaughn addressing potential jurors Monday in the case of Andrew Coffey IV.
Count one of the indictment.
It was back in March of 2017 when a raid was executed at a home off 35th Avenue in Gifford. The sheriff's office maintains after announcing its presence, 2 SWAT team members began to break a window where Coffey and his girlfriend were sleeping. An arrest affidavit details Coffey fired shots first from inside the bedroom.
As he shot no less than 4 rounds at our deputies, our SWAT team members returned fire in essentially a firefight.
Coffey's family disputes who shot first, but in the crossfire, Coffey's girlfriend, 21-year-old Alteria Woods, was killed. She was hit by law enforcement rounds, those officers cleared of wrongdoing by a grand jury.
Y'all killed my cousin.
The shooting prompted several rallies and calls for the sheriff's office to get body cameras. The agency recently acquired them, and they're now in regular use.
The third count also alleges attempted first-degree murder.
Earlier this year, Judge Vaughn denied a request from Coffey's defense team that he was eligible for immunity under the state's Stand Your Ground law. Jury selection will continue tomorrow. The trial is scheduled to last about 2 weeks. In Indian River County, John Shaman, WPTV, News Channel 5.
The city of Fort Pierce is working to revamp its downtown parking plan, preparing for the growing demand that comes with planned developments in the downtown area. WPTV's Megan McRoberts has details.
So you can see here on a Monday night in downtown Fort Pierce, you'd have no trouble getting a parking spot right in front of your favorite shop or restaurant. But on the weekends, it's a much different story. And city leaders know it's only slated to get busier. Monday nights are perfect for easy dining in downtown Fort Pierce with a small crowd and ample parking, which is a big change from the weekend.
I've watched it grow.
Pickle General Manager Austin Fletcher already sees more people flocking to downtown Fort Pierce, even in just the year they've been open. And weekend parking has been a struggle for customers. He sees them often get dropped off while someone else hunts for a spot.
I've had people sit 30 minutes waiting on their husband to get a parking spot.
Or Fletcher says they get tickets for parking too long in the 2-hour spots.
How do we implement a system of parking that just doesn't make people frustrated?
Commissioner Jeremiah Johnson says the city knows it has a parking problem, slated to get even more limited with growth that's planned, like the large dining, shopping, and hotel project at King's Landing and the Fisherman's Wharf project near the port.
What's happening is that with King's Landing, we're seeing this surge of energy.
The city is gathering feedback from consultants. Business owners are already chiming in.
I need more changeover in front of my store. I need my restaurant to change over seats.
Johnson says the city will look at how to optimize the combo of free and paid parking, whether time limits should be implemented in strategic locations. Johnson would also support another parking garage.
I think if they can develop some way to put another parking structure in, yeah.
The city has a survey posted on its website for people to give their thoughts. Johnson expects the city to meet again after the holidays to get more public feedback. And that general manager also said more parking would also help with employee safety, whereas many times they park further away from their stores to leave more room for customers. But that leaves them walking further to get back to their cars late at night. Reporting in Fort Pierce, I'm Megan McRoberts. Back to you.
The number of COVID-19 hospitalizations at Cleveland Clinic hospitals on the Treasure Coast continues a downward trend, dropping to 19 Monday, according to a hospital official. The 19 patients at 3 of the 4 Cleveland Clinic hospitals on the Treasure Coast is 5 fewer than the 24 on November 2nd. The highest number of hospitalizations came August 20, when there were 318 patients requiring hospitalization for COVID-19. In comparison, there were 220 on September 8th. Pauly Stottlemyre, age 57, of Port St. Lucie, will compete on TV's longest-running game show, The Price is Right, that airs on CBS at 11 a.m. November 10. That would be tomorrow morning. This isn't the self-proclaimed game show fanatic's first appearance, though. Stottlemyre was also on The Price is Right in 1999, she said. "I love it. I just love it," said Stottlemyre, a realtor. "It wasn't even just that I thought I could be picked. It's the fun of going. You really become friends with all these other people, and it's like a big party." Game show competitions apparently run in the Stottlemyre family. Stottlemyre's husband, Alan, also competed on The Price is Right in 2016, she said. He made it all the way to the final showcase, winning over $55,000 and a new BMW automobile. After 6 months on the international station, 4 astronauts are back home. The SpaceX Crew 2 Dragon Endeavour splashing down in the Gulf off Pensacola last night.
Endeavour, on behalf of SpaceX, welcome home to planet Earth.
It's great to be back to planet Earth. Thanks. It was an honor to represent you and work with your family. Look forward to seeing you soon.
The Crew 3 Dragon, called Endurance, is set to launch to the space station tomorrow night from Kennedy Space Center. And lastly, an 83-year-old man from Alabama named M.J. Eberhart just became the oldest person to hike the entire Appalachian Trail, all 2,193 miles of it. In the hiking community, he goes by the nickname Nimblewill Nomad. The Las Vegas Raiders have waived second-year cornerback Damon Arnett, a first-round pick in 2020, after video surfaced this weekend of Arnett making death threats while brandishing firearms. Arnett, age 25, had been on injured reserve since October 9th. He is also facing lawsuits stemming from a Las Vegas car accident last October. Our news time is 6:54. We'll have weather and traffic together next.
$6:55 right now on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for traffic and weather together. Bonnie, what's going on outside?
On our highways, we are looking fine right now. We're not finding any traffic accidents, no kind of slowdowns, what we're seeing on this Tuesday morning. It's looking like a good ride if you're heading out. And that's your latest look at traffic. On a chilly note, though, it's 56 in Port St. Lucie. You might want to bundle up a little bit. In Salento, Colombia, it's 59. Here's our forecast at WPTV.
Your WPTV First Alert forecast calls for another chilly start to the day with temperatures in the mid to upper 50s. This afternoon, another pleasant day on tap, highs reaching the upper 70s to low 80s, partly sunny skies, low rain chances, and low humidity. Tomorrow morning, lows in the low to mid 60s and highs in the low 80s with a 30% chance for some passing showers. Thursday and Friday, our next cold front approaches, scattered showers and storms possible with highs in the low 80s. Saturday, some lingering showers to start, then drying out throughout the day, highs in the low 80s.
I'm WPTV First Alert Meteorologist Katya Hall on WSTU AM 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station.
Coming to you live from Stuart, Florida, the greatest little town in the world, it's the award-winning, critically acclaimed Get Up and Go show on AM 1450 WSTU. You're invited to call the show anytime at 772-220-9788. And now, broadcasting live from their palatial studios, here are your hosts, Evan and Bonnie.
Thank you very much, Madam Announcer. It is November the 9th, 2021. It is Tuesday.
What day of the week is it?
I just said it is Tuesday.
Is that a gun in your pocket, or are you just glad to see me?
Well, I'm glad to see it, but it's not a gun. I don't have it with me today.
When does the show start?
The show started an hour ago. What planet are you living on? It is 7:07, Mr. Clock. Would you do the honors, please?
It's now 7:07 a.m.
7:07 a.m. And Bonnie, we are in hour number 2. We are off at warp speed. And of course, we have those Stuart Air Show tickets we'll be giving away towards the tail end of hour number 3 today.
Yes, we do. And we'll just kind of give them away, of course, with a little bit of trivia that will be happening a little later on.
Yep, but
guess.
we're not going to give away the trivia question.
If you were listening late in our 8 o'clock hour show yesterday, you would have heard the answer to the question.
Yes, for shizzle, as they say.
And the question entail.
Yes.
And let's just put it this way. We're getting geared up for the question.
All right, sounds great. Let's do some birthdays and anniversaries. Well, if today's date is your date on November the 9th, 2021, and you're celebrating a birthday or an anniversary, we say happy birthday and happy anniversary to you. Bonnie, what do you got for me?
Happy birthday to someone famous in the heavens today, the late Benny Mardones.
Oh, my gosh, Into the Night.
Yes.
Wow.
He would have been 75 today. He died a couple of years ago at age 73. From complications of Parkinson's disease, actually.
Oh, my gosh.
He had been, dealing and suffering from that for a while.
All right.
But, Benny up in the heavens. Happy birthday to you, man.
All right. I have an anniversary, and I have to wish some good friends of mine. I don't know his wife all that well, but I know him very well. His name is Chad Durick, and his lovely wife, Jennifer. They're celebrating their 2nd-year wedding anniversary. Chad's a great guy. He's a baseball coach at a local high school, and he also heads up this softball tournament that he does almost every single year, but because COVID, we didn't have it at the stadium. But he's just an all-around super guy, so I want to wish happy anniversary to Jennifer and Chad, 2 years going strong.
Lovely. 2nd anniversary for them.
Yes.
Happy anniversary to the young, lovely couple then.
Definitely so. And with that said, I had to record that for them because I'm going to post it on their Facebook page. You saw what I was doing.
Yep. Yes, I did. That's very cool.
Nikki Blonsky, 33 years old today. That's Tracy Turnblad in the 2007 version of Hairspray. French Montana. That's a weird name.
Now, why should I know this person? I've heard
French
this
Montana
name
is just
before.
a nasty rapper.
Oh, it's a rapper?
Yeah.
I was going to think maybe it was like a porn star or...
You know.
I've heard the name, but I didn't know, but I guess I do know now.
Yeah. Chris Lane, 37 years old today. That's country singer. Did the song "Fix and Take Back Home Girl." Vanessa Manilio is 41. That's the former MTV VJ. Cisco is 43.
She's married to Nick Lachey.
Okay.
And I think they performed together on Dancing with the Stars, and Vanessa and MTV video VJ.
Yeah.
She is.
Yeah. Let me see here. Cisco. Remember Cisco did that song, the thong song?
Cisco
thong,
Kid?
thong, thong, thong. No, just Cisco was his rap song.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I think I do remember that now.
Mm-hmm. Nick Lachey, 48 years old today.
And we just mentioned his wife. They celebrate birthdays on the same day.
Yeah.
Nick and Vanessa, right?
Mm-hmm. Eric Dane is 49. That's Admiral Tom Chandler on TNT's The Last Ship. Superstar Chris Jericho, former WWE superstar, the lead singer of the band Fozzy, and now he's in AEW.
Wait, how old is Eric? You mentioned Eric Dane,
Eric Dane.
before that. How old is he?
49 years old.
And McSteamy, he played McSteamy, I believe, from Grey's Anatomy. If
Mhm.
anybody wants to put a face to his shining 49.
Yep, shining. I like the way you just did that.
He does look good.
Shining 49. Shine the light and be 49, without a doubt. Let's see here. What else? Lou Ferrigno, the Incredible Hulk. Wow. There you go. There's one for you.
Yeah.
Take a guess how old he is.
I'm going to say Lou at 54 today.
How about 70 years old?
No way.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Because I saw him in the movie, and I saw him in a great movie called I Love You, Man. It's a
Mhm.
comedy, and he doesn't look a day older than like 54 or 55, I swear.
Yep.
And it's funny you bring him up, because I was just talking to a gentleman at the corner store last night in Port St. Lucie.
Mhm.
He had Rush on in the store. He was playing Rush.
Oh my gosh. I only know one song by Rush.
Really?
And it's called Tom Thumb.
Tom Sawyer?
Oh, Tom Sawyer. Yes. I'm so. What am I thinking? I'm glad you corrected me, because I'm not the rock guy. You're the rock girl. I'm not the rock guy.
I've been a fan of Rush for like so long.
Yeah.
And the reason you should watch the movie I Love You, Man,
Mhm.
Lou Ferrigno is in the movie. He plays a pretty good prominent part. And also it's based on fans of Rush out in California. Of course, Rush being from Canada.
Right.
But these are California boys that just love Rush.
Yeah.
And throughout, it's just like a really funny, it's a good comedy
Mhm.
if you want to get good laughs.
Mhm.
I Love You, Man.
Gotcha.
Rent it tonight.
Today is we've got a couple of national days we're celebrating today. It's National Go to an Art Museum today. So make sure and get yourself out there and go visit your local art museum. Is there an art museum anywhere nearby here that you know of?
Not that I know of.
No?
I heard in the past there was like a good one out in the Tampa Bay area,
Mm,
like over there.
okay.
The last really good art museum I was at was in Toledo, Ohio.
Toledo.
They have this huge art museum there, and they have like, I swear it's like 4 or 5 floors
Okay.
of artwork, and it goes by century.
Mhm.
So you can go from this century art to that century art to that century, and you can get like the really old stuff, the really cool stuff, and you can go to modern day. Of course, they have different floors with like different themes,
Mm.
and it was like the coolest art museum that I've ever been to.
Mhm. Mhm.
The one in Toledo.
Very nice. If you have the munchies today, it's National Fried Chicken Sandwich Day.
Yeah.
Yeah. National Fried Chicken Sandwich Day.
You know who has a really good sandwich, or is like, if you like spicy, is that spicy KFC one. I bought that for Gary last week,
Mhm.
and he said that was like the best chicken sandwich by far.
Yeah.
He
Okay.
really liked it.
They have a great chicken sandwich. I will tell you that much.
Yes.
They do.
Yeah.
They do. You know who else has a good chicken sandwich?
I'm going to
Is,
guess
Popeyes.
Chick-fil-A? Oh, Popeyes.
Popeyes.
I've heard.
Popeyes. Yeah, they have
Yeah.
a good one. Chick-fil-A has another good one.
They're all like competing with each other
Yeah,
now.
definitely so.
And I didn't care for the one at McDonald's though. Their chicken sandwich.
It's also National Carl Sagan Day, whatever the heck that is. Couldn't tell you that. Here's a good one for you. If you got little kids, it's National Chaos Never Dies Day.
Especially
Yeah.
like if they're like the terrible twosomes or the terrible threesomes.
Yes. I have to
Getting into
give
things.
I have to give a shout out to 2 people that I know that I'm actually going to be doing their wedding.
Oh, right.
Because he's a well, I don't know if I should say what he does for a living on the radio, but Lewis and his lovely future wife Ashley. Super.
yeah.
I've known Lewis forever and a day.
Wow.
It is my daughter's like literally best friend.
Oh, yeah.
My daughter's actually going to perform the wedding ceremony.
Is she?
Yeah.
Is she like an ordained minister too?
Yeah, something like that, and a notary and all that other
notary,
all that
okay.
other good crap.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he's they got a wedding coming up on December the 11th. It's going to be One hell of a shindig. That's all I got to say.
A nice winter wedding.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's just say the place is going to be rocking.
Man.
The mansion is never going to be the same when they leave that place.
Are they taking a walk on the wild side with something?
Let's just say the introductions are going to be on the wild side. That's all I'm going to say. It's going to be really good. That's all I got to say.
Great.
It's going to be a good one. It's National Scrapple Day. National Scrapple Day. Couldn't tell you what that's all about. It's breakfast side dish that goes great with ketchup. That's all that I know.
Scrapple, I bet it's has to do with eggs and things like bacon and cheese and onions and everything kind of mixed in a scrambled egg kind of occasion.
Yeah, exactly.
I would guess.
Exactly. And I got permission, by the way, from my buddy to say that they are first responders. That's all I'm allowed to say.
Oh, all right.
Can't give it away. Don't want to give too much away.
So they're out helping the people.
Yes. Oh, definitely.
Very nice.
Definitely so. Definitely so. Both first responders.
Yeah.
It's also World Freedom Day. World Freedom Day. So let's celebrate and savor our freedom as a fundamental human right. It's National World Freedom Day. But I think I'm going to take advantage of National Fried Chicken Sandwich Day.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be a good one. I might have to go and do that.
That might be on my agenda today too, to pick a couple of them up.
Take them home.
The KFC ones
Those are great.
I'll be ordered to get the spicy one too. But that spicy one, if you like spicy,
I'm not a spicy kind of guy.
That was too spicy for me.
Not a spicy kind of guy.
But those kind of spicy lovers just love the sandwich.
Yeah. Now, my oldest son, Darren, he likes that spicy crap.
Does he?
He does. We're going to get him. Oh, God, I hope he's not listening. But my wife found on Amazon, I think, they have this rack of like hot spices and hot sauces.
Yeah.
So there's like the Super Scorcho. And it works its way down. There's like 15 of them. So I think we're going to get them that for Christmas.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I guess that's.
Do you like spicy stuff?
No.
No?
I'm not.
What about Gary?
I can't do real spicy. A little bit of spice I like, but if it's super hot, he loves anything hot.
I can't deal with spicy stuff because it gives me like heartburn. And then the acid reflux kicks in, and then I've got to go buy like a month's supply of Rolaids.
Horrible.
Oh, it's worse.
Yeah.
It's the worst, especially when you get up at like 2 a.m.
Oh, yeah.
And you get heartburn.
And you can't sleep because of it.
You think the world ended.
And then when you have that headache going at the same time, Alka-Seltzer works for me.
Yeah, plop, plop, fizz, fizz. Oh, what a relief it is.
That works every time.
Yeah. But there's nothing worse than when you get heartburn and then you get gas at the same time. That's the worst.
No.
That's the worst because
then you start sweating, your brow starts spreading.
Oh, gosh.
Sweating.
It's the worst. When you get heartburn and you have bad gas all in one, forget it. There's like no cure. Just go lock yourself in a room.
Yeah.
And just wait for it to all pass.
You got to hide away for a while.
Yeah, you got to hide away because you don't want to be around your spouse when that happens.
You don't even want to be around your dog.
No.
Your dog will get grumpy at you too.
That's another thing. Have you ever had a dog before?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay. Have you ever had a dog that had bad gas? It's the worst. It is when our dog Kaya starts doing her little deal, and it's silent. It's like they don't make no noise.
Well, it means you got to stop buying them Old Roy.
Oh,
don't be cheap with your dog. Buy them better.
No, they get great stuff. We use high-end stuff for our dog, Old Roy. What the heck is Old Roy?
Because I feel sorry for dog owners that are picking up that Old Roy on the shelf. I'm like, you're going home and you're feeding that to your dog.
Yeah, well,
you got to feed a Rachel Ray or something.
No, we use Eukanuba.
That's a good one.
Yeah, Kaya's been on Eukanuba for like 7-8 years.
Yeah.
And we haven't changed the food at all.
I swear that's got to be a good brand. It's a higher end.
Are you kidding? $60 for a bag of dog food.
How many pounds in that?
30.
30-pound bag?
Yeah, 30 pounds. It's not cheap.
No.
It's not cheap.
That's not.
Yeah, try feeding a canine dog. That's even more expensive because they have special diets.
And how often does she eat? Does she eat 2 or 3
We
times?
feed Kaya twice a day.
Twice?
One scoop in the morning, one scoop in the evening. That's it.
Gosh,
that's all
you're
she eats.
Starving that.
No, that's all she eats. That's all she'll eat. She's on a balanced diet, so she maintains her weight. and keeps the weight, because we were feeding her too much and she was putting
Oh.
on too much weight.
Well, when she takes off the pounds, give the dog some gravy, give it
Mhm.
some bread, give it
No.
something good that she wants to eat.
No, I'm not giving my dog gravy or bread or anything like that. Next thing you know, you're going to tell me to feed it a Big Mac or something. Jeez. No, but man, there's nothing worse than a dog with bad gas. That's all I got to say.
No.
It's the worst.
I've been there. I've witnessed.
Oh, you've done that. You've
Yeah.
got the T-shirt, so you have all the claim to fame for all that.
And then the dog acts like you did it.
Yeah, exactly. It looks at that's funny you say that, because Kaya's done that before.
Oh my gosh.
She's like silent, done a little silent deal, and then she'll just pick her head up and she'll look at me like with these eyes like, hey, it wasn't me. You did it. You know. It is 7:21 on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for news. Let's go to the news desk. And Bonnie is standing by with the morning headlines. Good morning, Bonnie.
Good morning, Evan. Governor Ron DeSantis is looking forward to the upcoming special session of the Florida legislature. Lawmakers will work on a response to the Biden administration's vaccine mandate for companies with 100 or more employees.
Florida really will be leading. I think that you've seen, I think Montana did this a few months ago, and I think Tennessee recently did something. Florida's coming in, and really this is going to save the day for a lot of workers.
If the federal mandate holds up, employees who aren't vaccinated by January 4th will be subject to mask requirements and weekly testing. The city of Fort Pierce is working to revamp its downtown parking plan, preparing for the growing demand that comes with planned developments in the downtown area. WPTV's Megan McRoberts with details.
But you can see here on a Monday night in downtown Fort Pierce, you'd have no trouble getting a parking spot right in front of your favorite shop or restaurant. But on the weekends, it's a much different story, and city leaders know it's only slated to get busier. Monday nights are perfect for easy dining in downtown Fort Pierce with a small crowd and ample parking, which is a big change from the weekend.
I've watched it grow.
Pickle General Manager Austin Fletcher already sees more people flocking to downtown Fort Pierce, even in just the year they've been open. And weekend parking has been a struggle for customers. He sees them often get dropped off while someone else hunts for a spot.
I've had people sit, 30 minutes waiting on their husband to get a parking spot.
Or Fletcher says they get tickets for parking too long in the 2-hour spots.
How do we implement a system of parking that just doesn't make people frustrated?
Commissioner Jeremiah Johnson says the city knows it has a parking problem, slated to get plans like the large dining, shopping, and hotel project at King's Landing and the Fisherman's Wharf project near the port.
What's happening is that with King's Landing, we're seeing this surge of energy.
The city is gathering feedback from consultants. Business owners are already chiming in.
I need more changeover in front of my store. I need my restaurant to change over seats.
Johnson says the city will look at how to optimize the combo of free and paid parking, whether time limits should be implemented in strategic locations. Johnson would also support another parking garage.
I think if they can develop some way to put another parking structure in, yeah.
The city has a survey posted on its website for people to give their thoughts. Johnson expects the city to meet again after the holidays to get more public feedback. And that general manager also said more parking would also help with employee safety, whereas many times they park further away from their stores to leave more room for customers. But that leaves them walking further to get back to their cars late at night. Reporting in Fort Pierce, I'm Megan McRoberts. Back to you.
An investigation is in South Florida after a Brightline train hit a vehicle on the first day of resuming service. Officials say the train carrying the company's president struck a car in Pompano Beach. A 71-year-old woman and her 1-year-old grandchild were in the car. Their injuries are non-life-threatening. Thousands are demanding an investigation be launched into alleged incompetence by the Northport Police Department in its handling of the Bryan Laundrie case. A Change.org petition has received more than 3,600 signatures. Many people talk a lot about Florida's tourism, but what really lures people to the Sunshine State? Florida's film and production industry. WPTV's Arthur Mondale with more.
I mean, it puts Florida on the map.
Horses and U.S. Polo ASN models on the sand isn't something you see every day in Riviera Beach.
Day's beautiful, water's nice, the horses are happy, and so are we.
But when you're Alan Ramos, location manager for MS4 Productions,
Talk with through your smile.
Florida offers a great backdrop no matter where you are.
Maybe somewhere in the range of 150 to 200 a year.
And this is a global shoot, so these assets, this creative will be all over the world. Our brand is in over 180 countries.
Well, about 15 years ago, we ranked number 3, right behind California and New York.
Today, sources like Zippia rank Florida 16th for film producers, and the economic impact for Palm Beach County is hundreds of millions.
That's about a $200 million a year industry here in Palm Beach County.
Which is why the county's Film and Television Commission are supporters of Florida House Bill 217, an incentive program for the film, television, and digital media industry filed in September.
Florida is only one of 17 states in this country that doesn't have one.
In the interim, the commission is also accepting submissions for the 27th annual Palm Beaches Student Showcase of Films, the largest statewide film competition open for currently enrolled high school and college students.
And it is our signature education outreach program.
Submissions are being accepted until January 22nd. Hillary says the investment boosts Florida tourism and supports a more highly skilled, diversified workforce.
100% of those students who have won or been a finalist in the Student Showcase of Films are still actively involved in the film and television industry. That is extremely promising for us.
Young and promising. Arthur Mondale, WPTV News Channel 5.
Well, lastly, weekend storms are being blamed for damage found at beaches in Volusia County. Beach safety captain Tammy Mulfers reported damage at Daytona Beach, New Smyrna Beach, and Ponce Inlet. She says this is worse than anything she saw during hurricane season. In the NFL, Monday Night Football, we had the Pittsburgh Steelers taking a very close win over the Bears, 29-27. Also in the NFL, if all goes well for Russell Wilson over the next 5 days, the Seattle Seahawks star quarterback will be back in the starting lineup for Sunday's road game against the Green Bay Packers. Wilson returning to practice Monday, exactly 1 month after finger surgery, was an accomplishment that Coach Pete Carroll hailed as enormous and miraculous. News time at 7:28. We'll have weather and traffic together next.
$7:29 on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for traffic and weather together. Bonnie, how's it looking outside?
Well, we're not finding anything happening traffic-wise. It's like a really good thing. Roads are looking clear right here. Major highways, everything moving up to speed this morning. And that's your latest look at traffic. Partly cloudy, 62 right now in Palm City. It's a chilly 46 in Youngstown, Ohio. Here's more on our weather at WPTV.
Your WPTV First Alert forecast calls for another chilly start to the day with temperatures in the mid to upper 50s. This afternoon, another pleasant day on tap, highs reaching the upper 70s to low 80s, partly sunny skies, low rain chances, and low humidity. Tomorrow morning, lows in the low to mid 60s and highs in the low 80s with a 30% chance for some passing showers. Thursday and Friday, our next cold front approaches, scattered showers and storms possible with highs in the low 80s. Saturday, some lingering showers to start, then drying out throughout the day, highs in the low 80s.
I'm WPTV First Alert meteorologist Katya Hall on WSTU AM 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station.
If you have a suggestion for the show, we would love to hear from you. Send us an email to WSTUmorningshow@gmail.com. Now let's get back to the Get Up and Go show. Here's Evan and Bonnie.
This is not headline news. Foo Fighters are starring in their own horror movie. The plot sees the guys wake up one morning and find themselves in a terrifying alternate universe where they're opening for Machine Gun Kelly. Billy Joel has dropped 50 pounds, and that's great because the weight loss decreases his chance of having a heart attack. Kanye West is reportedly dating a 22-year-old model. It may be getting serious because Kanye has already introduced her to one of the voices in his head. The price of meat has doubled in the past year. That's not true. I was just at Burger King yesterday and it was the same. And a study found gazing in the mirror can make you feel better, unless you're seeing yourself snort a big line of blow. This is not headline news.
From not headline news, we go to the stupid stuff.
And now it's time for Stupid News.
It's so stupid and awesome.
Where we ask the important questions.
Are some people too stupid to live?
Why are people so stupid?
All right, so we're going to go to Scotland to start out with, Bonnie. Okay, we're going to go across the water.
All right.
Where there's a gentleman by the name of John Devlin who was on his way home from work recently when he saw a man who was struggling with a bike. Now, he stopped and asked the guy if he needed help. Something was wrong with the handlebars, so John started working on the bike. That's when he noticed something very strange. There were some stickers on the bike that looked familiar, and then he realized that it was his bike.
No kidding.
Yeah, it was his bike.
What are the chances?
The guy confronted the other guy, and the thief took off. Now, he was eventually caught and charged with burglary, as well as having a knife without reason, which is apparently a no-no in Scotland. Now, this seems like a crazy coincidence, and it really truly is. But even crazier, John didn't know that his bike had even been stolen. Guy didn't even know.
He was barely using it.
Right. He kept it in a shed at his home.
Yep.
And his wife noticed that the lock was broken, but she didn't get a chance to tell him before he found his bike.
Oh.
So there you go.
I mean, you know what's really peculiar about this? Did it take it? He started maneuvering the handlebars and fixing the bike,
Yeah.
and then
He noticed.
Once you noticed
The
that it was
stickers.
like your bike right away.
I don't know. I just don't know.
Particularly with your stickers on it, I would seriously know that that's my bike.
Couldn't tell you. Let's go to India, where an Indian man was found guilty of murdering his wife by renting a cobra to bite her and make it look like an accident so he could take her jewelry and marry another woman.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
A cobra that is
Like a snake.
a poisonous, venomous
Yeah.
kind of cobra.
It's been what is described as a modern murder mystery. A young man from the Coleman district of the Indian state of Kerala was convicted of arranging and carrying out his wife's murder with the help of a venomous snake.
Wow.
The heinous crime took place last year, but investigators needed over a year to collect the necessary evidence to charge the husband. In fact, the 32-year-old man might have gotten away with murder if not for his wife's parents, who suspected foul play and filed a complaint against him.
Yeah, let's just place this snake here. Pretend it's just my pet snake.
Yeah, it's just kind of slithered in the front door.
And secretly intending the snake to bite you.
Yeah.
And get rid of you.
Yes.
That guy's a snake in the grass.
Yeah, he's a snake, if I ever heard of one.
Yes.
It's a snake.
Ugh.
Cold-hearted snake. From India, we go to South Carolina, where a teacher was recently arrested for allegedly having marijuana edibles in a box full of sweets used to reward students.
To reward the students?
Marijuana edibles in a box full of sweets to reward students.
I thought they would be little edibles of her own just to sneak from underneath and have a nibble once in a while.
Her name
She was
is
giving it away.
Yes, giving it away. Her name is Victoria Ferris Weiss of Lexington County. She turned herself into authorities last week on Friday after a warrant was issued for her arrest. The 27-year-old teacher has been charged with possession of a Schedule 1 drug after Lexington County Police received word last month that a student of the Rocky Creek Elementary School in South Carolina reportedly picked a bag of edibles out of the box. Officers executed a search warrant of Weiss's house the following day and found a pack of edibles similar to those that said to have been picked up by the student in the classroom. She was arrested and charged.
So what did she drop the edible and a student picked it up, or did she intentionally
She put him in the box.
give out an edible to the student?
She apparently, I don't know what exactly happened. All I know is that the edibles were in the box of sweets that she gives out to the kids as a reward. So either she didn't realize she put them in there,
Yeah, she might have got them mixed up.
or she did it purposely. Don't know.
Oh,
But anyway,
yeah.
she was arrested. Yeah, she was arrested. I'll have to talk to Major Budenseek about that one from the Martin County Sheriff's Office when he calls a little later on this morning.
Yeah.
I'll have to read him that story. Well, remind me to mention that to him.
I will.
That's definitely, we'll have to get his opinion.
Right.
I'm sure he'll chuckle on that one.
I know.
A guy by the name of Candy Franklin went to a Waffle House.
A man named Candy?
Yes, a man named Candy
I've never
Franklin.
heard of that.
Well, neither have I. Maybe he's just a sweet guy.
We can only hope so with a name like Candy.
Yes, a guy by the name of Candy Franklin went to a Waffle House in downtown Atlanta this past Wednesday. Now, it's not clear if he'd been drinking or not, but it was about 1 o'clock in the morning. So right when all the drunk people come in is when that happened. Anyway, his order included some eggs and cheese, but they forgot
The syrup?
them.
What did they forget?
They wait a minute. Anyway, his order included some eggs with cheese, but they forgot to put the eggs. They just gave him cheese.
Oh,
so he
no.
complained.
Oh, yeah.
Then when they did finally bring the eggs, they didn't have any cheese when they redid the order. So he complained again.
Uh-huh.
And he eventually did get the cheesy eggs that he ordered. But then while he was checking to make sure they were right, he saw people running out of the restaurant. And when he looked up, the waitress had a gun.
Whoa, the waitress?
The waitress pulled a gun out.
What the
Because she was ticked off at him. Her name is Angelique Peterson. He says that she pointed the gun directly at him and threatened to shoot him if he complained one more time about his food.
Whoa.
So he decided to call her bluff.
What kind of a backwoods state were they in?
He decided to call her bluff. He told her there was no way she'd shoot him over some eggs, but she cocked the gun. And he realized that she might actually do it. So he took off running. In the end, she didn't fire any shots and nobody got hurt.
She
But
needs to take a chill pill.
yeah, she's facing aggravated assault charges.
I mean, he had every right to, have those eggs taken back. They weren't right once. They weren't right twice.
Well, she didn't even see that way. That was in Atlanta, Georgia, by the way. You were asking where that
Wow.
was. Yeah, only in Hotlanta things like that happen. Yeah.
It's the craziest.
Interest with a guy named Candy.
It's scary to think that, you go into restaurants and the waitresses even carrying the firearms.
The problem I have with this story is the guy's name is Candy.
with a K or with a
With a
C?
C.
With a C.
With a C.
Yeah.
That's the problem I have
But it's-
with this story.
But I don't now if I think as a woman, my sister-in-law's name is Candy, but we call her Candace.
Yeah, well, the waitress's name was Angelic. That's a whole nother issue right there.
Angelic. That's
Angelic
pretty,
and
though.
Candy battled it out.
Yep.
Anyway, a 27-year-old named Lacey Youth got arrested last Friday after she streaked across the field at an 8th grade football practice.
What in the world?
Yes, it happened in
Is this like a mom? Is she a streaking mom?
Don't know yet.
Oh.
It happened in Jefferson City, Missouri. Now, this lady ran onto the field wearing only a scarf, and the 29 8th grade boys were there practicing when this all happened. It turned out she lives nearby and didn't actually intend to streak. She told the police she was at home doing drugs when she got paranoid and thought she was going to die and ran outside naked to find help. She told them she ingested heroin. So they took her to the hospital to get checked out and then took her to jail. She's facing felony charges for sexual misconduct involving children.
Yee.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there you go. You would never see that here on the Treasure Coast. A woman streaking across a middle school football field.
You just never know what goes on, though, when one is under that substance.
Yeah.
Though, right?
Let's-
You know what I would like to see her do? I would like to see her turn that all around, get rid of the substance abuse, get
Yeah.
into shape, and see her running with clothes around the track someday.
I thought you were going to say be a cheerleader or something. Earlier this month, a woman in northern Michigan was watching TV in her living room when a burglar walked directly into her room. Now, she screamed and her husband chased the guy off, but the police tracked the guy down nearby. His name is Kevin Ty, and he's 43 years old. He was in his parents' backyard when they found him, but when a police officer tried to talk to him, he ran off into the woods. Now, it was dark out, so he got away. They even brought in the canine unit, but the canine couldn't find him either. But it turned out they didn't need to at all because Kevin ended up getting lost in the woods and had to call 911 from his cell phone for somebody to come and save him.
And there's some big woods, too, up in northern Michigan.
So
I've been out in those woods.
They figured out where he was by the GPS on his phone. And as they were approaching, he flagged the police down when he saw them coming. And now he's facing charges for breaking and entering and resisting arrest.
Yeah, it's a good thing he had his phone. It's getting a little bit cold up north, too.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to be in the woods naked. Just wouldn't be right.
Or even lost in that kind of woods.
I'm still lost on that story with the guy by the name of Candy going into Waffle House.
Yeah.
Jeez. What was it? What thinking? I don't know. He's missing a chicken nugget in his Happy Meal or something.
I don't know, but those waffles and those pancakes that they've been advertising lately for the man, they've been looking good. Kind of some of those advertisements make me want to have some pancakes.
Gotcha. Good morning. You're on the radio. We have to get to news here, but we'll take a call real quick. Hello.
Well, say happy birthday to my mom. She's 91 today. We're here in Smoky Mountains.
Oh, wow, George. Wow. Happy birthday to Mama Warren.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. 91.
Didn't she go to Disney World with you like just last year too, George?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well, put Mama Warren on the phone. Jeez.
Hold on.
I want to have the band play a song for her.
Hold on.
All right. It's George. Here we go. Getting all the ambience. Well, hello there, Mrs. Warren. How are you?
Okay.
Well, happy birthday to you. 91 never looked that good. You look great.
Oh, thank you.
You do. I've never seen you look more young. My gosh, you look beautiful this morning.
Oh, God.
Where are you going for your birthday this year? What are you doing?
What are we doing?
We're going to.
She's going to jump out of a plane and parachute.
Yeah.
We're going to go up to the mountain, do some other stuff.
All right.
To the mountains?
Yeah, that's what we're going to do.
All right. Well, very good. Well, you enjoy your 91st birthday, Mrs. W.
Thank you. Thank you.
All righty. All right. Put your son back on.
Oh, she sounds really young too, doesn't she?
She don't look a lick over like 65. Honestly. All right, G.
Doing good.
All right, man. We got to go. We got to get to news, buddy.
right.
Have a great day and happy birthday to Mama Warren.
All right. Thanks a lot, guys.
All right. Take
Talk to you
care.
later.
All right. Bye-bye. Wow. 91.
Yeah.
Man.
That's terrific.
That's a great age to live to.
And heading up to the mountains
I know.
today.
To enjoy.
I wonder if it's going to be the mountains of Bush, and maybe she'll have a brew.
She'll have a cold brewski. Who knows? Anything's possible. 7:47 on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for news brought to you by St. Lucie Jewelry and Coin. Stop in and say hello to Hawk Levy. Here is Bonnie with the morning headlines. Good morning, Bonnie.
Good morning to you once again. Governor Ron DeSantis is getting ready to seek re-election, filing his paperwork to run yesterday. But what about running for president in 2024?
I appreciate people looking at me for different things, but at the end of the day, we've accomplished a lot here, but I've got a lot more to do. And so we're going to have a formal announcement once the full legislative session ends in March, and we'll really start campaigning.
The gubernatorial election is 1 year away. Jury selection is underway in a case surrounding a 2017 SWAT raid on the Treasure Coast that ended with the death of a young woman and a man charged with several counts of attempted murder of a law enforcement officer. WPTV's John Shaman following the case from the Indian River County Courthouse.
It's not any proof of guilt. You shouldn't infer any guilt from it.
Judge Dan Vaughn addressing potential jurors Monday in the case of Andrew Coffey IV.
Count one of the indictment.
It was back in March of 2017 when a raid was executed at a home off 35th Avenue in Gifford. The sheriff's office maintains after announcing its presence, 2 SWAT team members began to break a window where Coffey and his girlfriend were sleeping. An arrest affidavit details Coffey fired shots first from inside the bedroom.
As he shot no less than 4 rounds at our deputies, our SWAT team members returned fire, and essentially a fire.
Disputes who shot first, but in the crossfire, Coffey's girlfriend, 21-year-old Alteria Woods, was killed. She was hit by law enforcement rounds, those officers cleared of wrongdoing by a grand jury.
Y'all killed my cousin!
The shooting prompted several rallies and calls for the sheriff's office to get body cameras. The agency recently acquired them, and they're now in regular use.
The third count also alleges attempted first-degree murder.
Earlier this year, Judge Vaughn denied a request from Coffey's defense team that he was eligible for immunity under the state's Stand Your Ground law. Jury selection will continue tomorrow. The trial is scheduled to last about 2 weeks. In Indian River County, John Shaman, WPTV, News Channel 5.
Former Florida State star Travis Rudolph was in a Palm Beach County courtroom on Monday for a Stand Your Ground hearing. Rudolph is charged with 1 count of first-degree murder and 3 counts of attempted first-degree murder in connection with a Lake Park shooting earlier this year. According to a Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office probable cause affidavit, Rudolph shot 2 people during an altercation outside a home in the 500 block of North Redwood Drive in April. One of the victims fled after the shooting and was later found fatally wounded in the front passenger seat of a car near 40th Street and Broadway Avenue in West Palm Beach. The driver and backseat passenger were also in the car, but they were uninjured. Another victim was found with gunshot wounds at the shooting scene in Lake Park. Defense attorney Mark Scheiner argued Monday before Judge Jeffrey Gillen that the charges should be dismissed under the state Stand Your Ground law, citing self-defense. Rudolph, age 26, sat between his defense attorneys as he listened to testimony from ex-girlfriend Dominique Jones, who said she and Rudolph got into a fight hours before the shooting after she discovered that he cheated on her. The man and 3 others then drove to Rudolph's home to speak with him, but Rudolph was immediately combative and confrontational, the affidavit said. A star wide receiver at Cardinal Newman High School, Rudolph went on to play at Florida State. The number of COVID-19 hospitalizations at Cleveland Clinic hospitals on the Treasure Coast continues a downward trend, dropping to 19 on Monday, according to a hospital official. The 19 patients at 3 of the 4 Cleveland Clinic hospitals on the Treasure Coast is 5 fewer than the 24 on November 2nd. The highest number of hospitalizations came August 20, when there were 318 patients requiring hospitalization for COVID-19. After 6 months on the International Space Station, 4 astronauts are back home. The SpaceX Crew 2 Dragon Endeavour splashing down in the Gulf off Pensacola last night.
Endeavour, on behalf of SpaceX, welcome home to planet Earth.
So it's great to be back to planet Earth. Thanks. It was an honor to represent you and work with your family. Look forward to seeing you soon.
The Crew 3 Dragon, called Endurance, is set to launch to the space station tomorrow night from Kennedy Space Center. And lastly, in Clearwater, the prosthetic tail dolphin that starred in the Dolphin Tale movies may be fighting a gastrointestinal infection, officials said. The Clearwater Marine Aquarium said in a news release on Sunday that staff members noticed on November 1st that Winter was not eating and was acting abnormally. Initial blood work showed the possible infection. The aquarium's care team is monitoring the 16-year-old dolphin's condition around the clock. She is in the aquarium's center pool, which does not have public underwater viewing. Boston Celtics guard Jaylen Brown will miss the next 1 to 2 weeks with a right hamstring strain. Brown is leading the Celtics in scoring with a career high 25.6 points per game. The injury has already forced Brown to miss one game, a buzzer beater loss to the Dallas Mavericks on Saturday. That defeat was Boston's first since holding a players-only meeting last week. The Celtics 4-6. Next play the Raptors 6-5 on Wednesday night. News time 7:53. We'll have weather and traffic together coming up.
$7:54 right now on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for traffic and weather together. Bonnie, how's it looking outside?
Well, Evan, as I bring up the latest highway traffic report, it looks like things are looking still quite nice. Not seeing any traffic accidents on our major highways. US 1, everything up to speed right now. There's your latest look at traffic. It's 62 right now in Stewart, partly cloudy. In Salvador, Brazil, a balmy 79. Here's our weather at WPTV.
Your WPTV First Alert forecast calls for another chilly start to the day with temperatures in the mid to upper 50s. This afternoon, another pleasant day on tap, highs reaching the upper 70s to low 80s, partly sunny skies, low rain chances, and low humidity. Tomorrow morning, lows in the low to mid 60s and highs in the low 80s with a 30% chance for some passing showers. Thursday and Friday, our next cold front approaches, scattered showers and storms possible with highs in the low 80s. Saturday, some lingering showers to start, then drying out throughout the day, highs in the low 80s.
I'm WPTV First Alert Meteorologist Katya Hall on WSTU AM 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station.
Coming to you live from Stuart, Florida, the greatest little town in the world. It's the award-winning Get Up and Go show on AM 1450 WSTU. You're invited to call the show anytime at 772-220-9788. And now, broadcasting live from their palatial studios, here are your hosts, Evan and Bonnie.
Thank you very much, Mr. Announcer. Hour number 3 for you and me.
Hello there.
Well, hello there, Cookie Monster.
Me have question for you.
All right, what's your question?
Do you have cookies?
I don't know if I have cookies, but my guest may have cookies. I don't know. Anything's possible. It's 8:08 on the Get Up and Go show. Mr. Clock, would you certify?
It's now 8:08 a.m.
And of course, joining us on our line right now is Chief Deputy John Budensiek from the Martin County Sheriff's Office, and the Cookie Monster has a question for you, John.
Do you have cookies?
No, Evan, I figured you'd have that. You're the one promising food always.
I know. Well, what can I say? I tried.
I don't know if he has his cookie bag in here this morning, but if he does, I'll be digging my grubby hands in there for some.
How are you all this morning?
We're doing great. We're doing great, John. How are you and the family doing, and everybody else at the Sheriff's Office?
Very good. We're in the season now where there's a lot of events going on at the Sheriff's Office this week, and we had trunk or treat, and just it's one thing after another. But
how was trunk or treat, by the way? Tell me about that.
Trunk or treat was good. We're ready to get back to walk around in person trunk or treat rather than the drive-through. But
Yeah,
it was well attended.
yeah. Is the Sheriff's Office going into its storage room and getting out all the Santa hats and getting ready to distribute those to the deputies to wear out on the streets like some of them do?
I don't think we're ready to do that yet. Of course, we got to get through Thanksgiving before we get to Christmas.
Well, yeah, I know. But
I'm starting to act like my wife, Evan, wanting to decorate for Christmas before the Thanksgiving holidays over with.
Well, your wife and I have something in common, because if it was up to me, I'd already have the Christmas lights up and the house looking like Disney World already.
Wow.
One thing at a time.
Yeah.
Hey, so recently, I want to have a conversation with you about the recent arrest that was made of some undocumented individuals who the Sheriff's Office believes murdered another undocumented individuals as well.
Yes, I know we're kind of keying on the undocumented side, and we're not even trying to politicize it, just trying to speak straight and factually.
Right.
2 Saturdays ago, there's a bar out in Indiantown, the Blue Moon Bar.
Mm-hmm.
We got a 911 call that somebody was down in the street. Our deputies got there and found a Hispanic Guatemalan male deceased, laying in the roadway. He'd been stabbed. And then through their investigation, they found another Guatemalan male that had been stabbed also.
Mm-hmm.
So that kicked off days of investigation. And unfortunately, with these undocumented individuals, it takes a lot of time just to figure out simple things like who are the victims. Our detectives spent the better part of the day just trying to get a name for the victims. And of course, once you figure out who the victims are, then you start figuring out their associates and you start building your case from there. They finally figured out a name, which delayed their progress in investigating the case, and started working off of that. Like I said, they tracked down the other individual. When they interviewed the other individual, who was also an undocumented Guatemalan, he was afraid to be a victim. So he'd been stabbed. He'd gone home bleeding. Thankfully, they weren't life-threatening injuries, but he was afraid to even discuss what had happened with our deputies, who were simply there at that point to investigate a crime against him and help him and try to arrest the offender. So we had a hard time identifying the victim. Identifying the suspect was even that much harder.
Mm-hmm.
And thankfully, there were some surveillance cameras out there, and our deputies pounded the streets for the better part of a week, and were able to figure out who the suspect was. And it turns out that the suspect had probably been had been, because we arrested him for him, had been victimizing other Guatemalan nationals weeks previously. He had actually stabbed another Guatemalan about a month prior to this homicide, and nobody called 911. And they didn't call 911 because they were afraid to call the police because they don't trust the police or they associate us with immigration.
Are you considering the suspect to be from the area of Indiantown?
Well, he's Guatemalan national, but yes, has lived in Indiantown, we believe, for the last 4 years.
You mentioned like surveillance cameras in, I've just like watch a lot of those ID shows where they have to watch those surveillance cameras over and over and over again sometime. Just how like good quality are the cameras out there? Or do you guys run into where, like these cameras could be better quality because sometimes throw in on identifying a suspect or, what you can really see or get on them, sir?
No, I know what you're saying. And a lot of times you see those grainy qualities, especially in banks, which is ironic. But in this case, they were picture perfect quality.
Wow.
We were able to use those photos to track down the suspect. And last Friday, they were able to actually find the suspect who was hiding out in Booker Park in Indiantown in a rooming house.
That's amazing. And then when they are like a high quality camera, I bet you can even get better technology to really zoom in on it too.
Oh, yeah.
And really see certain features.
We can. The main thing was just having something to show around to the public out there so they could say, oh yeah, I know who that person is. And that's what happened in this case.
Mm-hmm.
John, let me ask you a question just for our listeners that are listening, because some people do not have any idea what an undocumented individual is. If you could explain that to our listeners so they have a better concept of what we're speaking of.
I can, and it's simply someone that crossed the border into the United States with no paperwork, no visa, no passport, no paperwork, and not making light of it. But these people don't really exist. They're transient. They have no real identifiable paperwork. Normally the driver's license that they carry, the IDs that they carry are fake.
Mm-hmm.
They have no birth certificates. They have no dental records, no DNA. They're very, very difficult to identify and track down.
Wow. And that's one of the reasons why they're afraid to call law enforcement, because they're afraid of being deported back to their original country, correct?
They are afraid of that. I have traveled, actually, Guatemala and Honduras, spent weeks traveling those countries.
Mm-hmm.
They're afraid of the police in general. In those countries, the police are part of the problem, not the solution. The police are corrupt. So they come to the United States, yes, afraid of the Border Patrol and being deported, but they're also afraid of, and they don't trust their law enforcement.
How many situations do you find of like sex trafficking and of people taking advantage of them, like for slave labor and that in the Martin County area?
It's hard to tell because when we, normally we're associating that conversation with prostitution. We've done many search warrants and tried to interview the girls during those search warrants, and there's a hold on those girls. They can't just tell you that someone is trafficking them. And the reason why there's a hold on them is, their family a lot of times is being held quasi hostage in Guatemala or Honduras and even Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
And if they snitch or they go into a witness protection program or they do anything, they may be safe, but they know that their family is not safe.
Ooh.
So it's hard for us to tell whether these girls are doing it willingly. I would assume that they're not, but we have yet to take one out and get them to tell us the whole story. They just don't do it.
Yeah, like in my line of work with massage therapy, we take courses, like extra courses now that are required to kind of look for that. To look for that. And even if you have maybe a little issuance that something could be happening or something could be up, they definitely want you to report it and tell a higher up.
In those cases, we brought in translators and victims assistants people and told these girls, like, look, we will treat you like a victim, not like a suspect. We're here to stop the problem, but if you're not the problem, we're ready to look past you. And they just don't move to our position ever. They never have.
It's kind of crazy, the crazy world that we live in with all this stuff going on right now. I want to switch gears if we could to a little bit and bring it more local here in this side of Martin County. How are things going in the schools with the school zones, the speeding, etc., so on and so forth? Everybody pretty much, hopefully, is paying attention and abiding by the speed limit, correct? Especially in those school zones.
No, I mean, they never. It's like playing whack-a-mole. We go out there and we write tickets, and they slow down for a day, and then they go right back to it. So our traffic deputies are constantly rotating around these school zones and trying to get people to slow down. With school, we've hit our new normal coming out of summer. We've hit our stride. We've worked out the kinks, and we don't have missing children like we do the first few days of school.
Right.
That got on the wrong bus. That's kind of leveled out. And our school resource officers know their new students, and of course the school faculty do also. So that school's going smooth. The traffic side of it, I mean, you drive around here in Martin County, there's a lot of traffic right now.
Yeah.
Constant job just trying to slow people down with the resources that we have.
With all the influx of the snowbirds too, we're just like seeing heavy traffic. It's all over. It's all over. So, especially like if you go out, say around 8 a.m. in the morning, if I'm traveling around between 2 and 4 in the afternoon, those school buses are all over the place too. People just got to give themselves extra time when they go to work and stuff and slow down a little bit.
They do. The other morning when I was coming into work, I'm not exaggerating, we probably see crashes in an hour and a half, 2 hours. And they weren't serious crashes, but a little fender bender clogs up traffic. You know how it goes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. And those things take time for you guys to come out and everybody writing down their insurances and just transgressing with one another. Yeah. It's a time. Huh?
Something just popped in my head. I'm sorry, Bon. I didn't mean to interrupt
okay.
you. We were going to ask John something this morning. Remember we talked about it earlier?
Oh, yeah. You had something in Stupid News.
Yeah.
About what was that story?
Was it the Waffle House thing?
In the Stupid News. Oh, yeah. A lady in a Waffle House was a waitress, and the guy didn't like the way his eggs were ordered at first, and a second time he didn't. But I think he didn't
get cheese on him the second time.
He had reason, to bring back the eggs, but the waitress came out wielding a gun, and and
that teach him to like his meal as it's served.
Yeah. Wow. Touche for that comment. I love that comment. That's great.
Wow. Yeah, there's a lot of crazy things going on in the world.
Yeah.
We had that shooting on 95 last week also where I don't know if you read that, where the guy's driving down the road and hears a noise and pulls over at the way station down there and finds out he's been shot in the gut. And
wow.
About 8 miles up the road, an off-duty officer got out with a guy who he thought was in a crash. Turned out being the suspect who had the gun on him, and luckily he complied.
Oh my gosh.
But that guy believed he was a CIA agent and had been being followed and was shooting at people driving down 95.
Wow. That's crazy.
Crazy times.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I get every so often when I'm at a red light and literally lickety split when the light turns green. I mean, not even a millisecond after it turns green, somebody's on the horn behind me, blowing the horn. And that aggravates me, but I just kind of take it in stride and I proceed on with my day because I don't know if that person behind me is carrying a weapon and I really don't want to get into a confrontation. So I just pretend that I didn't hear it. And that's probably the safest thing to do. Right, John?
It is. And for what? What are you going to do? Somebody honks their horn. Really, what are you going to do that's going to accomplish anything?
Nothing at all. Nothing at all whatsoever. Nothing at all whatsoever.
So you're right. Just move on as hard as it is to swallow our pride.
Yeah. That's Chief Deputy John Budenseek joins us each and every week at this time on the program, pinch hitting for Sheriff William Snyder. John, always a pleasure. And gosh, maybe we can get you in here before Christmas, you know?
Well, you started with cookies, so.
All right. Well, you tell me a Tuesday you're going to be here, and I will make it a point to have some bagels and cream cheese in here for you. How's that?
Sounds good.
All right, buddy. Listen,
Y'all have a good week.
Have a great day. God bless you and your family. All right, bye-bye. It's time for the Precious Metals Report, brought to you by St. Lucie Jewelry and Coin. Gold opening up at $1,826, 10 cents an ounce. Silver opening up $24.33 an ounce. That's Precious Metals Report, and it's all brought to you by St. Lucie Jewelry and Coin. $8:23 on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for news. Let's go to the news desk. Bonnie is standing by. Take it away, Bonnie.
Thank you, Evan. Governor Ron DeSantis is getting ready to seek re-election, filing his paperwork to run yesterday. But what about running for president in 2024?
I appreciate people looking at me for different things, but at the end of the day, we've accomplished a lot here, but I've got a lot more to do. And so we're going to have a formal announcement once the full legislative session ends in March, and we'll really start campaigning.
The gubernatorial election is 1 year away. Travel restrictions that the U.S. imposed because of the COVID-19 pandemic have been partially lifted for nearly 36 countries. WPTV's Linny Supal has more.
America is rolling out the welcome mat once again as international travel restrictions prompted by the pandemic are relaxed.
And it just really starts to open up the world.
Laura Reese is a travel agent based in Palm Beach County.
Now we're opening up our tourism to people outside of the United States.
She's noticing a surge in the number of international travelers with sights set on South Florida.
Right now, Florida hotels are so booked. I was just looking for a hotel for New Year's for my husband and I can't find anything. It's really busy in Lauderdale and Miami and Palm Beach, which is great news. But with foreigners coming to America, that means that things are going to book up even more. So what's really important is to plan.
Discover the Palm Beaches is directing their attention to so-called long-haul travelers from overseas.
We're mostly focused on international leisure travelers, 2 or 3 week stays in the United States.
Is South Florida ready for the influx of international travelers?
Absolutely. We are sitting here in the middle of the #1 international gateway to Florida, which is Miami, and the #1 domestic destination, which is Orlando.
We're booking to 2023 right now.
The relaxed restrictions will also make more international reunions possible this holiday season. Do you think that the airlines are prepared for this influx of international travel?
I think they're really looking forward to it. We're not expecting as many cancellations. So fingers crossed, it's a really good sign.
In Palm Beach County, Linny Supal, WPTV News Channel 5.
An investigation is underway in South Florida after a Brightline train hit a vehicle on the first day of resuming service. Officials say the train carrying the company's president struck a car in Pompano Beach. A 71-year-old woman and her 1-year-old grandchild were in the car. Their injuries are non-life. In Port St. Lucie, Polly gets to come on down. Polly, age 57 of Port St. Lucie, will compete on television's longest-running game show, The Price is Right. That airs at 11 on CBS tomorrow. This isn't the self-proclaimed game show fanatic's first appearance, though. Stottlemyre was also on The Price is Right In 1999, she said, I love it. I just love it, said Stottlemyre, a realtor. It wasn't even just that I thought I could be picked. It's the fun of going. You really become friends with all of these other people, and it's like a big party. Game show competitions apparently run in the Stottlemyre family. Stottlemyre's husband, Alan, also competed on The Price is Right in 2016, she said. He made it all the way to the final showcase, winning over $55,000 and a new BMW automobile. The city of Fort Pierce is working to make that many people talk a lot about Florida's tourism, but what really lures people to the Sunshine State is Florida's film and production industry. Here's WPTV's Arthur Mondale.
I mean, it puts Florida on the map. Horses and U.S. Polo ASN models on the sand isn't something you see every day in Riviera Beach.
Day's beautiful, water's nice, the horses are happy, and so are we.
But when you're Alan Ramos, location manager for MS4 Productions,
Talk with through your smile.
Florida offers a great backdrop no matter where you are.
Maybe somewhere in the range of 150 to 200 a year.
And this is a global shoot, so these assets, this creative will be all over the world. Our brand is in over 180 countries.
Well, about 15 years ago, we ranked number 3, right behind California and New York.
Today, sources like Zippia rank Florida 16th for film producers, and the economic impact for Palm Beach County is hundreds of millions.
That's about a $200 million a year industry here in Palm Beach County.
Which is why the county's Film and Television Commission are supporters of Florida House Bill 217, an incentive program for the film, television, and digital media industry filed in September.
Florida is only one of 17 states in this country that doesn't have one.
In the interim, the commission is also accepting submissions for the 27th annual Palm Beaches Student Showcase of Films, the largest statewide film competition open for currently enrolled high school and college students.
And it is our signature education outreach program.
Submissions are being accepted until January 22nd. Hillary says the investment boosts Florida tourism and supports a more highly skilled, diverse.
100% of those students who have won or been a finalist in the Student Showcase of Films are still actively involved in the film and television industry. That is extremely promising for us.
Young and promising. Arthur Mondale. 5.
Steelers survived a late surge from the Chicago Bears to win last night on Monday Night Football. The Steelers 29-27 over the Bears. Also in the NFL, it looks like the Jacksonville Jaguars will have 3 offensive players on the field for Sunday's game at Indianapolis. Head coach Urban Meyer said Monday that injured quarterback Trevor Lawrence, running back James Robinson will be limited this week because of their injuries, but he expects both, along with injured left tackle Cam Robinson, back to play against the Colts. News time 8:30.
8:30, as Bonnie just said, it's time for traffic and weather together. Let's go right to the traffic desk. Now, Bonnie's standing by.
We don't have any accidents to report. That's always a good thing. If you see something, say something. Let us know at 220-9788, 220-WSTU. 62 right now in Stewart, and it's 60 degrees in Port St. Lucie. More on the forecast at WPTV.
Your WPTV First Alert forecast calls for another chilly start to the day with temperatures in the mid to upper 50s. This afternoon, another pleasant day on tap, highs reaching the upper 70s to low 80s, partly sunny skies, low rain chances, and low humidity.
If you have a suggestion for the show, we would love to hear from you. Send us an email to WSTUmorningshow@gmail.com. Now let's get back to the Get Up and Go show. Here's Evan and Bonnie.
8:32 is the time, and without further ado, here's Randy Siegel with the Space Report. Good morning, Captain Randy.
Good morning, sir. Well, it was 1967 when NASA landed its Surveyor 6 spacecraft on the moon. Having sent back more than 33,000 images of the surface, it made a successful landing on the moon. And then in 1967, NASA launched its Apollo 4 mission. This was the first test of a Saturn V launch vehicle, saying that we're now ready to fly to the moon and put astronaut boots on the moon. Well, yesterday was the big day because yesterday evening, just about 10:33, the Crew 2 Dragon spacecraft landed, having spent 199 days in orbit. Shane Kimbrough, Megan MacArthur, Thomas Pasqua from the European Space Agency, and Akihiko Hoshide from the Japanese Space Agency returned home, and they had a successful landing off the coast of Florida. The only thing that marred the landing was that one of the 4 parachutes did not open quickly enough. It did not create for the crew, and they were able to slow the spacecraft down the way it normally would. But it did take a little bit longer for it to furl and come open, or unfurl and come open. As a result, there is a possibility, and I'm saying is a possibility, that NASA may decide not to fly the next mission tomorrow evening with a crew to the International Space Station until they understand fully what happened to this parachute. We're going to be watching that throughout the day to see exactly what happens. But currently, the 4 astronauts who were up in space have returned. They're hale and hearty, and they're good. 3 of the 4 will be jetted back to Houston, while Thomas Pasqua will take a jet to the European Astronaut Center in Cologne, Germany. That's where he will do his post-flight debriefing as well as rehabilitation. So everything so far looks good for the crews that are going. Early this morning, Japan launched one of its Epsilon rockets. The Epsilon rocket placed into orbit 8 small satellites. It worked exactly as it was supposed to, and having gone through a minor launch delay of several days, it now has placed those satellites into orbit. Well, with a conjunction over between the Earth and Mars, where the sun came in between, and we had a blackout, so we could not get any information back from Mars, we now have restored that link, and the Ingenuity spacecraft began its journey back to Wright Brothers Field at the Octavia E. Butler landing site before it starts to venture on again. That little helicopter that could continues to fly on the red surface in spite of the fact that the air is getting a little bit less dense. And as a result, the helicopter has to work a little bit harder. But thus far, they have had no problems on the red planet, and they're getting back a ton of science. The next crew that'll go to the International Space Station, Alexander Mazurkin, and the backup commander, Alexander Shvortsov, have passed their manual docking tests in Russia. In December, the first astronaut, Mazurkin, will fly with Japanese billionaire Yosuke Meziawa and his assistant, Yozo Hiano. They will spend 12 days at the International Space Station. Their launch is currently scheduled to take place on December the 8th. Before that does take place, on November the 16th, Russia will raise the orbit of the International Space Station, about half a mile, to put it in phase for the launch and landing of vehicles from the space station. SpaceX has finally said when the next set of Starlink spacecrafts will be fired into orbit. Starlink is currently scheduled for launch no earlier than Friday the 12th. There's been a stand down from SpaceX because they were working on both East Coast and West Coast and had to maneuver their personnel. This afternoon at 3 p.m., NASA will hold a media teleconference to give us more details on the Artemis missions to the moon. We know that Artemis 1 will go into orbit around the moon and then return. Artemis 2 will circle the moon for a while before returning, and then Artemis 3 will be the first crewed mission. Well, we'll know more about that this afternoon as NASA intends to launch the first female and first person of color to the lunar surface during the next trip. The NASA Office of Inspector General's Office of Audits has said that NASA has been one of the most transparent companies that they have. NASA continues to be transparent. However, the data that they show is not coming quick enough. They're saying they may be transparent, but they're not relying on the information in real time. They're taking a little bit too long to get the data back to the Inspector General, and they're not happy with that. When the Artemis 1 flight does go, the current launch is now scheduled for June the 16th. And it should be quite a launch because Artemis, you may recall, has a bunch of engines that were used for the space shuttle, plus solid fuel engines. It'll be one of the largest rockets ever to fly from Earth. Lieutenant General Armego says that the military has to work more deeply with understanding what other countries are doing in space if we are to prevent accidents from happening in the future. Tomorrow we're going to tell you about the Astra Small Launch Company and the fairing that has been tested for the James Webb Telescope. So until tomorrow, have a great day, everybody.
That's Randy Siegel with the Space Report. He's on the program each and every weekday at this time. Time to head on over to Ellie's Downtown Deli, where Bonnie's mouth is watering because the food is so darn good there.
It's delicious.
Oh my
And
gosh.
you know what? It's time to place your order too, Evan, for Thanksgiving as time is running out.
I might have to do that this year.
It's very good. We had it in the past, a very good dinner indeed. So Thanksgiving dinner 2021, it includes a whole turkey with 1 quart of gravy that you can order. Cranberry relish. Yes, a quart of gravy. You can get a turkey dinner at $29.95 per person. This includes the sliced turkey of white and dark meat, cranberry relish, get your gravy. You can choose from 3 side items: delicious sage stuffing, baked sweet potato casserole. Choose from vanilla butternut squash, green bean casserole. You got to have that with your Thanksgiving. Maybe roasted cauliflower and 4 cheese. All kinds of sides for Thanksgiving turkey dinner. Homemade pies included. So place your order now and by calling Chef Mark at 772-781-6605. All of the orders must be secured with a credit card, and they need to be picked up on Thursday, Thanksgiving Day, between 9 and 1. Ellie's Downtown Deli has a full menu available now for takeout, plus their fabulous desserts as well. They have a full-service deli with dining inside and out. You can have them cater your next event. Call 772-781-6605 to order and pick up today. Located 18 Southeast 6th Street, just off Colorado in Stewart. Call 772-781-6605 for Ellie's Downtown Deli.
8:42 news time brought to you by St. Lucie Jewelry and Coin. Bonnie's at the news desk with the headlines. Good morning, Bonnie.
Good morning, Evan. Governor Ron DeSantis is looking forward to the upcoming special session of the Florida legislature. Lawmakers will work on a response to the Biden administration's vaccine mandate for companies with 100 or more employees.
Florida really will be leading. I think that you've seen, I think Montana did this a few months ago, and I think Tennessee recently did something. Florida's coming in, and really this is going to save the day for a lot of workers.
If the federal mandate holds up, employees who aren't vaccinated by January 4th will be subject to mask requirements and weekly testing. An investigation is underway in South Florida after a Brightline train hit a vehicle on the first day of resuming service. Officials say the train carrying the company's president struck a car in Pompano Beach. A 71-year-old woman and her 1-year-old grandchild were in the car. Their injuries are non-life-threatening. The city of Fort Pierce is working to revamp its downtown parking plan, preparing for the growing demand that comes with planned developments in the downtown area. Here's WPTV's Megan McRoberts.
You can see here on a Monday night in downtown Fort Pierce, you'd have no trouble getting a parking spot right in front of your favorite shop or restaurant. But on the weekends, it's a much different story. And city leaders know it's only slated to get busier. Monday nights are perfect for easy dining in downtown Fort Pierce with a small crowd and ample parking, which is a big change from the weekend.
I've watched it grow.
Pickle General Manager Austin Fletcher already sees more people flocking to downtown Fort Pierce, even in just the year they've been open. And weekend parking has been a struggle for customers. He sees them often get dropped off while someone else hunts for a spot.
I've had people sit 30 minutes waiting on their husband to get a parking spot.
Or Fletcher says they get tickets for parking too long in the 2-hour spots.
How do we implement a system of parking that just doesn't make people frustrated?
Commissioner Jeremiah Johnson says the city knows it has a parking problem, slated to get even more limited with growth that's planned, like the large dining, shopping, and hotel project at Kings Landing and the Fisherman's Wharf project near the port.
What's happening is that with Kings Landing, we're seeing this surge of energy.
The city is gathering feedback from consultants. Business owners are already chiming in.
I need more changeover in front of my store. I need my restaurant to change over seats.
Johnson says the city will look at how to optimize the combo of free and paid parking, whether time limits should be implemented in strategic locations. Johnson would also support another parking garage.
I think if they can put another parking structure in, yeah.
The city has a survey posted on its website for people to give their thoughts. Johnson expects the city to meet again after the holidays to get more public feedback. And that general manager also said more parking would also help with employee safety, whereas many times they park further away from their stores to leave more room for customers. But that leaves them walking further to get back to their cars late at night. Reporting in Fort Pierce, I'm Megan McRoberts. Back to you.
Travel restrictions that the U.S. imposed because of the COVID-19 pandemic have been partially lifted for nearly 36 countries. WPTV's Linny Supal has this story.
America is rolling out the welcome mat once again as international travel restrictions prompted by the pandemic are relaxed.
And it just really starts to open up the world.
Laura Reese is a travel agent based in Palm Beach County.
Now we're opening up our tourism to people outside of the United States.
She's noticing a surge in the number of international travelers with sights set on South Florida.
Right now, Florida hotels are so booked. I was just looking for a hotel for New Year's for my husband and I can't find anything. It's really busy in Fort Lauderdale and Miami and Palm Beach, which is great news. But with foreigners coming to America, that means that things are going to book up even more. So what's really important is to plan ahead.
Discover the Palm Beaches is directing their attention to so-called long-haul travelers from overseas.
We're mostly focused on international leisure travelers, 2 or 3 week stays in the United States.
Is South Florida ready for the influx of international travelers?
Absolutely. We are sitting here in the middle one international gateway to Florida, which is Miami, and the number one domestic destination, which is Orlando.
We're booking to 2023 right now.
The relaxed restrictions will also make more international reunions possible this holiday season. Do you think that the airlines are prepared for this influx of international travel?
I think they're really looking forward expecting as many cancellations. So fingers crossed, it's a really good sign.
In Palm Beach County, Lenny Sue Paul, WPTV News Channel 5.
And lastly, the number of COVID-19 hospitalizations at Cleveland Clinic hospitals on the Treasure Coast continues a downward trend, dropping to 19 Monday, according to a hospital official. The 19 patients at 3 of the 4 Cleveland Clinic hospitals on the Treasure Coast is 5 fewer than the 24 on November 2nd. In the NBA, the Miami Heat fell behind early and never recovered in a 113-96 loss to the Nuggets in Denver. The Magic had the night off. They'll be hosting Brooklyn in Orlando tomorrow night. News time is 8:48. We'll hear weather and traffic together next.
$8:49 on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for traffic weather together. Bonnie, what do you got?
We don't have any accidents, and that's always a good thing to find. In fact, it's just been like an accident-free morning here throughout the Treasure Coast. Our major highways up to speed, everything moving right along nicely. That's your latest look at traffic. And it's 67, partly cloudy in Stewart. In Hamilton, Lake Ontario, Canada, a cool 51. Here's our weather at WPTV.
Your WPTV First Alert forecast calls for another chilly start to the day with temperatures in the mid to upper 50s. This afternoon, another pleasant day on tap, highs reaching the upper 70s to low 80s, partly sunny skies, low rain chances, and low humidity.
If you have a suggestion for the show, we would love to hear from you. Send us an email to WSTUmorningshow@gmail.com. Now let's get back to the Get Up and Go show. Here's Evan and Bonnie.
All right, so it's that time of the morning where we're going to open up the phone lines. And the first person to get to us and answer the trivia question correctly is going to get a pair of tickets to the 2021 Stewart Air Show. They're good for this Saturday or Sunday. And the air show runs from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. It's on the ticket here at the time. 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. this Saturday or Sunday. And Bonnie, you want to read the trivia question?
Sure. And we don't know what this has to do with the air show, but we
No.
were getting all geared up for it yesterday. So we mentioned a little fun fact yesterday morning. And if
Yeah.
you were listening, our trivia question is, what is Richard Gere's middle name?
Yeah, pretty simple. What's Richard Gere's middle name? All right, if you know the answer, and be the first one to call us with the correct answer, and if you use Google, then, well, what can I say?
Or maybe you were listening yesterday, 220-9788.
Yeah.
Are we going to take the first caller?
Yeah,
with
first
the
one with the right answer.
correct
So
answer?
we've got somebody calling in already. Hi, good morning. You're on the air. Who do we have the pleasure of speaking with?
Good morning. This is Chris.
Hey, Chris, how are you, buddy?
Good.
All right, so what do you think the answer is?
Tiffany.
Tiffany and Bonnie?
It's correct. Yay.
There you go, Chris.
Good
See, it was
job.
that simple. Pays attention to the show. All right. So, and your name is Chris, right?
Yep.
All right. Very good, Chris. So the way it works is we have the tickets here at the studio. We are here till 11 o'clock today. Tomorrow we'll be here from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. And on Thursday, the same thing, 6 a.m. till 10 a.m. So what day would you like to come pick up the tickets, Chris?
You there till 11 o'clock today?
I'm here till 11 o'clock today.
I'll pick them up today.
Very good. I'll put your name on the tickets. When you get here, the door will be unlocked. I'll hear the door open. Just come on in, hang out in the lobby, and I'll bring your tickets right out to you because I'll be in the studio.
Okay. Yeah, I got a little quiz for you.
Oh, boy. Here we go.
Remember the old version of a TV show, Hawaii Five-0?
Oh, yeah, with Bookham Dano. Yeah.
Yeah, Steve McGarrett.
Yeah.
What was Steve McGarrett's middle name on that show?
Oh, wow.
You know what? I would only watch the beginning of the Hawaii Five-0 with the exciting waves coming up. And I didn't dive into the show. But I would have to take a guess at his middle name. Was his name Steve McGarrett on the show?
How about John?
No.
No?
I'll tell you. It was Aloysius.
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 Wait a minute. Now, hold on a minute. Where do you get that from? Because I just Googled.
Because there's an episode where he tells what his middle name is on there. He says it's Aloysius.
Oh, that is so cool.
Really?
Yeah. And what a distinctive middle name for an individual, Aloysius.
Now, is that his TV middle name or his birth middle name?
His TV middle name.
Okay, because his birth middle name is John.
Yeah, his name was Jack Lord, I think.
Yes, it was portrayed by Jack Lord. Stephen John McGarrett, born in Hawaii on March 10th, 1977, is when he was born.
Thanks for loading that trivia on
Or
us.
something like that.
Hey,
Or I
Chris.
don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
Chris, with the Richard Gere question, do you know where he got the middle name Tiffany from?
His mother's maiden name.
That's correct.
Wow.
Yeah.
Man, we're going to hire this guy to come do our trivia stuff.
Load him up with more tickets.
I bet this guy goes and does trivia nights all over the place and he just cleans house.
I know.
They tell me I should go on Jeopardy.
Maybe so, right?
Wow.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Very, very cool.
Did you watch any of the Jeopardy with the celebrity hosts with
Yeah, I watched a lot of it.
Aaron Rodgers, and I think they have the girl that from the Big Bang Theory.
Yeah.
And
She was my favorite.
I guess she did really well, and she said that she enjoyed doing it so much that she wants that to be her main thing to do.
Oh yeah,
Mayim Bialik is her name, and I think
Something like
she's
that.
like
Yeah.
she is a scientist, like in real life.
All right.
Yeah.
Chris,
Yeah.
you know where our studios are located at?
Yes, I do.
Very good. Right at the foot of the Roosevelt Bridge.
All righty. I'll see you in a bit.
All right. See you in a bit, buddy. Thanks a lot and congratulations to you.
Thanks.
All right, bye-bye now. One of our great listeners out there.
And he's going to be enjoying the Stewart Air Show
Yeah.
this weekend.
Yep, Saturday
so
or Sunday, whatever day he's going to go. Weather's supposed to be picture perfect, Bonnie.
I can't wait for it. And, it's going to be so divine to be hearing those planes roaring over Stewart, when they get started even before the event. That way we know the air show is coming.
Oh, wait, there's one going by now. It's one of the plane just flew right over our building. Oh my gosh. Wow, listen to that bad boy.
And, the food and the drink out
Oh.
there, just so wonderful.
Yeah, well, plan on gaining about 20 pounds because that's what I'm going to plan on doing also.
I know, eating those arepas,
Oh,
and, the gyros, all kinds of food and beverage to enjoy.
As Mr. Food would say, oh, it's so good.
Oh, you know what?
Hey, that's a wrap for us. We're out of here, folks. Make it a great day. We'll be back in about 21 hours from now. Remember, if you have good values on the inside, you won't look for validation on the outside.
Yeah, and smile. We'll be back with more Stewart Air Show tickets tomorrow morning.
That's right, folks. Have a great day. We're WSTU Stewart, Martin County's Heritage Station. The news is coming up next. Don't go anywhere.